Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? I hope that you are staying warm. I don't know about you, but where I live in New York, I got some snow, right? So I'm sure that you guys are probably snowed in, relaxing, and you already know what it is. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 16. Now, before we start off, when I tell you that everybody and their mama is getting whacked, Angel, you know I have defended you down. But Miss Mamas, I got to whack you thoroughly because this was poor planning. This made no sense. And girl, you tried it. I said at one point, I said, Angel, if you don't take these girls to the airport, then I know something. I don't know who told you to do fly fishing before a flight. That is first, second, third day activities. That's not last day activities. This was a fool. Angel, I'm going in. Girl, you tried it. I have to be fair, Angel, because if this were Wendy, Giselle, Ashley, Monique, Jazzy, Stacey, I'd be going in. And I can't let you give you a pass because you tried it. This was poorly planned. This was unacceptable, and I have to be fair, okay? So before all the girls start, don't even come in here with your nonsense saying, "Oh, Brooke, you keep giving Angel a pass." I'm not. Angel, you're getting whacked, all right? It's an equal opportunity whacking over here, all right? Angel, I still love you down. But Miss Mamas, this wasn't it. Now, quick house rules, right? Because everybody's getting whacked. Wendy, you clowned. Wendy's people, my funky Dineva voice. Don't come in here starting anything. Jameer, I already know that Jameer is ready because I already have a feeling that somebody's going to try me. So here's just some house rules in case you're new. Where I'm not going back and forth with anybody. I give my opinion. We're here to have a good time. Don't even try it. Now, hold on, beautiful people. Come on in. One of y'all in the chat before I started, one of y'all said that get ready for the trolls because somebody went on my friend Kempire's live earlier today when he did his Potomac recap and said that they super chatted Kempire and shaded me in the super chat. Do you know how pressed you are to go on another content creator's page to shade another content creator? I should not be living in your mind like that. The fact that you spent money to shade me and then you're such a coward, you don't even have the balls to do it on my channel. You're a loser. And I'm telling you right now, you come over here, it's going to be something. I'm on one today. You hear the voice already. I'm on one today. Don't come in here with the BS. We're not even doing that. And shout out to you for telling me that in the live. Baby, I have the girls pressed. I have the girls pressed, baby. I got the girls pressed. Good impressed. Because you're on Kempire's live. Shout out to Kempire. We love Kempire down. You're on Kempire's live talking about me. Are you all right? Baby, some of these folks are losers. They're sitting in a dirty room focusing on me all day, every day. Y'all have too much some of y'all have too much time. Not everybody, but the ones who are weirdos. Some of y'all have too much time and not enough money. Go get a job. You focus on trying to shade me on another live. You need help. It is jealousy, honey. People are unwell. They're unhinged. It's weirdo behavior. Baby, I got time today. Okay? Listen, honey. No, honey, we just started. Okay, we just started. We are 4 minutes in. I want to apologize. I mean to start off so feisty because we are blessed and highly favored. That's not how I want to start things off. But I do have to just give a warning shot because I know the BS is going to come. I just feel it. I was told by one of y'all that somebody shaded me in a super chat on Kempire's live. It's crazy. But honey, yes, honey. Baby, yes, paying the homies to shade the homies. Who does that? Baby, it's so sad. It's like a mess, honey. Thank you so much. Hey, 2015 Ben, thank you for the super chat. I know the troll's been a lot lately. I love you, Brooke Ashley. Hey, Shonda, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love you right back. Listen, y'all, again, I don't mean to start off with negativity, y'all. I don't mean to start off with negativity, but I just had to get that off my chest, y'all. The last few months, y'all know, ever since I told the story about me and Wendy, and then with the whole Wendy fraud case, it's been a lot of trolls. It's been an uptick. It's been some BS and some foolishness. And I had to set the record straight. We're not doing it. Don't come on here today ruining the fun. We're here to have a good time, okay? All right. God is good. Let's get into it, okay? Yeah, you're right. You're right, honey. You're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, you're right, honey. You're right. You're right. We are blessed over here. God is good. Yes, honey. We have Skims sponsoring the video. So won't he do it? Okay. Yes, honey. No, you're right. You're right, y'all. You're right. Yes, honey. Yes. So Jameer, get ready. I love y'all. So oh my gosh. So yes, honey. Let me just take a sip and let me just sip, honey. Let me just sip, y'all. Yes, honey. We gotta behave, honey. Okay. Yes. Oh, another thing. Hold on. One more thing, y'all. One more thing. Baby, I'm on fire on this Monday. But you know, I got a comment talking about they don't a person I never even seen before said they don't like the 28,000 joke, think it's rude and it's elitist and it's classist. They're obviously new here. It's obviously a troll, but I let them know they can see themselves out. The 28,000 joke isn't going anywhere. So you're not going to tell me what I can and can't joke about on my channel. So 28,000 is not going anywhere. And it is what it is. Girl, child, it makes no sense. Okay. Woo. Oh my gosh. All right, honey. Yes, y'all are so sweet. Thank you guys. Yes, yes, exactly. Okay. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. And 16,000 on that wrist. Exactly. 28,000 is the new 6'7". Exactly. Baby, 28-hour live. Yes. Child. Hey, Bryce N1H. Thank you for the super chat. Break them down, Brooke. You know I am. Thank you for the super chat, Bryce. Thank you. Hey, Darkchild99. Thank you for the super chat. Are you whacking Angel's GPS tonight too? I sure am. Baby, the whole thing was a fool. Okay. Yes, as Kempire would say, are you okay? Exactly. Yes, honey, the lashes are down tight. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, y'all. We gonna honk the horn on the girls today, y'all. Are y'all ready? We're gonna honk the horn on them. So anyhow, y'all, just know, like I told y'all, everybody's getting whacked. Everybody is getting whacked because everybody tried it. Can you take live callers tonight? This live was too much. Okay, do y'all want live callers? If you guys are still with me 2 hours from now, I'll think about doing live callers. Jameer, I'm gonna need you on the line just in case. Okay, y'all. This episode was a lot. Yes, baby. Let's wait and to see how things go, honey. Let's wait and see how things go. You're absolutely correct. I love y'all down, okay? So may I tell y'all, I really appreciate y'all. I really do. I had a great time chatting with y'all. We did 3 lives this weekend. I had a ball. So yes, honey, we don't need anybody coming on, hopping on the line, starting mess. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. So anyhow, we open up the episode. We are at Kimosabe in Aspen, and we're still having the standoff between Angel and Giselle. It is the battle of who is going to take over the trip. So Tia's like, is this a standoff? And she's like, are we taking a vote? So Angel says, let me clear this up. This is not her trip. This is my trip. So Stacey's like, are we voting? So now Tia's like, okay, so what are we doing? Is it going to be brunch or what? So Giselle's like, well, Angel, what's your activity for tomorrow? So Angel says, well, I set up a beautiful day with some beautiful guides on a beautiful body of water. So they all start laughing at her. Angel says, we're going to do some fly fishing and then we'll have an open fire lunch. So she says, it's up to you. So Giselle's like, girl, I'm not really that outdoorsy. Like, I don't know about all that. So she says, we're going to have brunch in the morning at the Four Seasons, then pack our bags and go to the airport to go back home. Kiana says, Giselle, sit your ass down. If my friend said we're going fly fishing, then we're going fly fishing. It's her trip. Let her finish it. Kiana, I wish that you would say this in the moment and not be a confessional gangster. Like, you have a lot to say in private, but when it comes to talking to Giselle face to face, it's crickets. And that nasty read that Giselle gave you when you guys FaceTimed at the gas station, we're going to talk about that. There was no way that Giselle could have made that comment to me and we would still be friends. I said, girl, the way you are up Giselle's behind, it needs to be studied. The fact that all of y'all, for the most part, are clamoring to be her friend is wild to me. But let me not jump ahead. We have a ways to go. So I will say this, Giselle and Ashley, it's a sad day when I'm in agreement with y'all because Giselle had the correct itinerary for the last day. The last day is for a cute brunch. You pack your bags and then you leave for the airport. I don't know why we're trying to fit in a big elaborate excursion 2 hours before getting to our flight. So Giselle, I'm gonna give you 3 points right here. Angel, you should have scrapped this whole fly fishing idea from jump. I'm sorry. That should have been maybe on the first or second day, not on the last day. So now, Angel's like, okay, so you're going to have the hotel food. She says, if you want to go with this itinerary, like, fine. So Monique says, Giselle, I love you, but I'd rather look at some other type of guys that are eye candy. So Giselle says, okay, that's fine. So now Wendy jumps in and says, is there a world where we can brunch in a community with each other and then fly fish with each other? And Giselle's like, well, the question is, Angel, are you spending the night? So Angel takes a pause and then she's like, well, yeah, can I sleep in your bed? Now Giselle is being shady. She says, not to bring up anything, but are you sure you don't want to call Bobby just to make sure it's okay? So Angel's like, oh, girl, maybe that's my man. So now we cut to the Giselle's confessional, and she's like, how many times are we going to hear Bobby, Bobby, Bobby? And she's obviously imitating when Whitney Houston would say Bobby's name on Being Bobby Brown, and the girl, it fell flat. But Giselle, I'm just going to say it straight like this. You have an issue with people, with happily married women who check in with their husbands. I checked with the married women on my live and last week's live, and I asked y'all, I said, for all the wives, let me know, do you check in with your husbands? And y'all all told me, yes, it's a respectful thing to do. You always take issue when somebody is in a healthy, loving marriage or relationship. It's like, why are you mad that she wants to talk to her husband? That's her husband. He's the father of her children, and she should want to check in with him. He does the same with her, I'm sure. I don't know what the issue is. And you trying to shade her, talk about, we're tired of hearing Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. It's like, I'm sure you are tired of it. And I'm not saying that, saying that you're married, that's not a read, right? Saying that somebody's single or can't get a man is not a read. But in Giselle's case, it's clear that there is bitterness that she does not have a man. It's like, we can call it, let's just call a thing a thing. There's some bitterness there, and she projects, and can be very envious of the women who are in happy marriages. It's a mess. So now Stacey says, I'm just wondering, if we do the fly fishing, will we have enough time to change and make sure that we're comfortable on our flights? Stacey asked the right question, because I would be a bit nervous. If our flight is at 5, why are we doing fly fishing at 2:30? That's not making sense. I don't know about y'all. I have TSA pre-check and I have clear, and I still get to that airport a good 2.5 hours early because I like to lounge. I don't like to rush. I like to, go to Hudson News, buy a magazine, buy a book, go to the Delta Sky Lounge, go to the Centurion Lounge, go to a restaurant, eat. Like, I like to do the whole thing, right? So I don't like to only get there 30 minutes before I'm boarding. I like to be there for a few hours. That's just me. So I would not want to cut it close to my flight. That's just me, right? Okay. We see each other. We never miss a flight or a Delta Lounge. Exactly. All right. So now, Angel says there's a very nice cabin that you guys can change in. They have nice bathrooms, accommodations. And Giselle's like, well, how many bathrooms does this cabin have? So Angel says all the bathrooms that you need. So now you have Stacey asking, do the toilets work? And it's clear that they're all over this trip, right? So now Giselle says, look, let everybody think about it. Angel says, no, Giselle. And now we cut to Giselle's confessional again. And she says, this is the role that I was born for, making sure all the ladies are happy. Angel, you weren't born for this. Let me stop right here. Giselle, let's not act like you've always been the hostess with the mostest, because that's not true. We've seen you throw horrible events with no food. You won't let people into your house to use the restroom. And you just now took them on one luxury trip to Nevis. And now we don't hear the end of it. But the one caveat with Nevis is you weren't the most gracious host. The way you browbeat Angel over the catfish stuff, and then the fact that you left out Stacey, you didn't give her a handwritten note, you didn't monogram her towel or her robe. That's not what a good hostess does. So let's not act like you were born for the role of a hostess when you've just now given us one good trip after 10 years, and you were still a mean girl on the good trip. So not too much. Now, I will say, though, in your defense, Giselle, don't ever say that I've never been on your side. You did eat that one little thing when you said Angel was not born for this, and I have to agree. Because Angel, this was a flop. This planning was a flop. I don't know who told you to do fly fishing 2 hours before the flight home. It makes no sense. So, Giselle, you ate that one little part right there. So now, Giselle says no decisions need to be made right now. So Angel's like, okay, guys, let's make our way back to the private jet. Now, I said, let's take a shot every time Wendy brings up that she's wearing Mary J. Blige boots, because she said it about 10 times in the last episode. She said it again in this episode. I said, girl, we get it. You're on your Mary J. flow with the boots. Cute boots, but we get it. Oh, I know Wendy's people are going to be mad at me today, and it's okay. Come on, you said 225 was on one. She was. Because she had to send them back, honey. She had to break them in before she sent them back to Saks. Probably had the tags tucked into those boots. That's why they hurt her feet so bad. She had all them tags stuffed in. Oh, gosh. We're just having some fun, y'all. So now they're on the private jet. They're just talking. Everybody's having a good time. We see that the champagne is right there. And we have Jazzy complimenting Angel's kids, saying how beautiful her kids are. How does she feel with 2 kids? Angel says, when you have 2 kids, you see yourself in them. So Tia's asking, can you imagine loving anybody more than you love yourself? Kiana says, no, I don't know about that. I don't know anyone I love more than myself. Kiana, there's a joke right there, but I'm going to leave that alone, because the way you're acting with Greg is giving that you love him more than you love yourself, because no self-respecting woman will be putting up with his BS. So I'm going to just leave that there. I'm going to leave that right. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be good today. I'm going to try my best to be good today. Okay. I can't make any promises. I'm going to try to just control it. And a quick side note, Angel's kids are adorable. I told you guys when I interviewed her during the middle of the interview, at one point, her son came in the room and he said hi, sat on her lap. I had to cut that part out, but he just the sweetest, just so well mannered, adorable. Just she's a beautiful family. So now, where were we? So now we touched back down in Denver. I thought it was so funny how Jassie's hat flew off. She had to get help trying to find it. Baby, that wind was blowing, okay? So now we see Angel in the car with Wendy, Kiarna, and Stacey. Everybody's on their phones, scrolling, just quiet, having a nice moment. And Angel says, here's something you don't know about me. I don't like fish. Nobody says a word. They all look annoyed. Angel, I wouldn't have said this. You are forcing this fly fishing activity down their throats. Why would you say that you don't like fish? Does that make sense to you? Like, I mean, Angel, I have to be honest. I wrote in my notes, Angel, just, it's okay to be quiet. Like, girl, the trip has already been a hot mess. It's been a rocky start. Don't make things worse. So now we cut to Wendy's confessional. She's like, Angel, we're at the end of the road here. Why am I just now learning that you don't like fish? Stacey's like, girl, we don't care. All I'm thinking about is getting to the Four Seasons. I'm thinking of bubbles, body gel, and luxury and toilets that work. That's what I care about. Again, Angel, that makes no sense to me. And if I were any one of them in that car, I would say, so why are we going fly fishing? And Angel, I could have sworn that you liked fish because the way you've been talking about being so outdoorsy with the Wonderland business and fly fishing all the time, I'm shocked that you would reveal this. I don't think that's wise. You own a business where it's all about fly fishing and excursions and kayaking. I don't know why you would say that. I mean, that's bad for business in my opinion. So now, and also read the room. They're all annoyed. Everybody's in, they don't want to be bothered. It's okay just to be quiet. You said, I thought she meant to eat, but she had that fresh salmon at the house when they came over to eat on the first day, and they were all chomping down on that. So I don't know. I took it as she meant like fishing. Either way, whether she meant eating fish, flying fish, whatever, I wouldn't say that, period, in my opinion. So now we jump to Jazzy, Monique, and Giselle in the other car. Jazzy says, I love my girl Stacey, but her coming in at the crack of dawn, she starts imitating Stacey. When I tell y'all, shout out to the creators who imitate Stacey's voice. I love it. I think that Stacey, I like Stacey's voice. Okay. Maybe I'm biased. let me not even go there. Let me not even go there because never mind. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. But shout out to Alexander Rogers. I love when he does Arabella. You know what? Let me just say it. I was on one of my friends, a content creator. I'm not going to say their name. Shout out to them though. I was on their live a few weeks ago, right? Like I'll peep into like, Campire's live, anybody's live, right? And they were talking about Potomac and they were talking about Stacey. Why did somebody in the chat say Stacey's voice with that QVC voice? She sounds just like the Brooke Ashley. That's how the Brooke Ashley sounds, that QVC voice, like, And I was like, and the girl follows me and everything. So I was just like, okay, well, I gotta block you too. And the only reason why I didn't say anything was because it was somebody else's live. I'm not gonna start a fight on somebody else's page. But I just said, oh, child, like, damn, I can't catch a break. Now I have a Stacey QVC voice, so I'm partial to Stacey's voice now. Baby, I'm a star. Child. Yes, but shout out to Stacey and her voice, girl. We see each other, baby. They be ragging on me and my voice, girl, so... Baby, I'm just catching strays left and right, girl. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyhow, um, where were we? So now we pull up to the Four Seasons, and we pull up to the executive suite, right? That Giselle got the executive suite. She is in her glee, right? So Giselle says, "All right, ladies, we're going to have a fantastic Four Seasons experience." They walk into the suite. Ashley says, "Where we should have been from day one." So Giselle's like, "Yeah, the executive suite. That's how we do it." Giselle, I won't let you sit here and lie like this. I won't let you sit here and lie like this. Baby, you hosted one good trip at the top of this season. The rest of these trips on Potomac have been raggedy. You guys have never just always done it like that. The only one who did a good job was Monique when she was on season 3. You guys went to Cannes, and Monique paid for a good portion of that out of her own pocket. Clock that. Who else did a good trip? Wendy's trip last season was good, but between those 3 trips, it's been very few and far between. Y'all have never done it big. It's always been very much Motel 8 realness. So please stop. And if we're being really honest, the only reason why you guys finally got into the Four Seasons right now on the second to last day was because y'all were waiting on production to pay for it. Because be clear, if you guys are really about that life, you would have just picked up the phone, called up American Express, and had them book you the Four Seasons. But y'all didn't want to pay out of your own pocket, so you had to beg and plead with production to get them to pay for this at the Four Seasons. Girl, y'all are not fooling me, baby, because for y'all to only get the Four Seasons on the second to last night, stop. Okay? Just saying. They can only afford one night, very much so. And when Karen comes back, baby, when Karen comes back, there will be no more Four Seasons. So enjoy it while it lasts. So now they're taking a tour of the suite. The suite is beautiful. I mean, it's a Four Seasons. Of course it's going to be chef's kiss, right? So Ashley says, "Oh wow, look at the shower. You can shower in the middle of the room with a view of the city." She's like, "You know how much freaky stuff you can do? Like, it's so exciting." So now we cut to her confessional, and she says, "I've done my best work in the tub." Ashley Darby, I'm going to say it just like this. We don't care about your sex life. Ashley is trying to make us care about her sex life. We don't want to envision you with Michael, Josh, whoever. We don't care. You like, and it's not about being a prude or conservative. It's literally like you bring it up at the most random times. You want attention so bad. It's one thing when you guys are at a bachelorette party, like a Jazzy's party, fine. If it's like a girls' night, fine. But just to bring it up randomly, and also the folks who talk about sex all the time, you talk about, you just doing it, girl. You just up here doing all these tricks. Girl, you're probably in that bed, flopping like a fish, doing nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing in there. It's like, Ashley, you're just so desperate. It is so annoying. And we don't care. We just don't. So now Angel says, "I'm glad that you guys are in accommodations that are up to your standards. I hope you had a great day on my trip." So Giselle interrupts her, and now Angel interrupts her right back. So Angel says, "We have the option tonight." No, Giselle says, "After we eat, because the food is coming up here." So now Angel says, "After that, there's a honky tonk bar right around the corner. We can go there." So Ashley's excited. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best mechanical bull rider around. Like, baby, I can ride a bull all night." So now her and Jazzy start like winding their hips, like they're both excited to ride the bull. So now here's where things get a little bit weird. Angel says, "I do want you all to know that you guys are going home tomorrow. So here's the plan. We're going to have breakfast here and then wheels up to the lake, and we'll be fly fishing, and then you'll be head to the airport by 2-ish. I said, so we're doing brunch and fly fishing before 2 p.m. How is that going to work? I don't want to rush my meal. I don't feel like rushing to fly fishing. Angel, this was poorly executed. I don't know why you would plan a big excursion on the day that y'all are leaving. It makes no sense. A hot mess. So now Stacey's like, well, tomorrow is the last day of the trip. We all have flights to catch. This is the worst planning ever. It really is. So now, again, I would have scrapped the whole fly fishing excursion. So Stacey had me screaming. She said, at this point, I wouldn't trust Angel to plan a trip to the grocery store. So now Kiarna goes on to ask, what are we going to do about our belongings? Because we didn't bring our things. So y'all are at the hotel and you guys don't have your luggage? I would have asked production to pack our things up and bring them to the hotel. I was like, what is going on? Like, this was so poorly thought of. Like, no, Angel, I'm sorry. Miss Mamas, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt the last 2 episodes, but this is unacceptable. The fact that their luggage is not here, a hot mess. So now Kiarna's like, what's the plan to get our luggage? Angel says, so we'll have to go back and get the luggage, and that's going to be 2 hours there and back. Angel, every time somebody asked you how far something was, the magical number in this episode was 2 hours. You were 2 hours away from fly fishing, 2 hours away from the airport. They were 2 hours away from the hotel, 2 hours away from the luggage. Angel, all the money that you have, I would have called up a personal assistant, somebody to help pack up everybody's things and bring them to the hotel. For them to have to drive an hour or 2 hours to the house to now come back another 2 hours to the hotel. What are we doing? This was poorly planned. Angel, I have to, because Angel, I'm being light on you, because if this had been anybody else, I'd be calling them all sorts of dummies, tacky, whatever. I'm still being easy on you, but girl, you dropped the ball here. You dropped the ball, girl. You dropped the ball. This made no sense. Yeah, she has no sense of timing. I agree. So now she says, so they say by the time we come back, nobody will want to ride the bull. So Ashley and Jazzy are like, well, girl, we're still going to go to the honky tonk bar, whatever. So now Jazzy says that the other girls are so boring. Her and Ashley Darby have become like the crazy twins. They've gotten super close. So now we have a bit of fun because Monique is tinkering on the piano. She's singing off key and she's making a song. She's singing a song about the trip. So the song is like, we left the house with no water. Now we have water. Angel says this song is going straight to the bottom of the charts. Now we have Giselle get to the piano. She's playing around. And now they all start singing about how the girls from Potomac came to Colorado, no water, no this, no that. And it was a cute time. We rarely see them have some fun. So this time around, the piano was cute. Even Giselle was in good spirits, right? That's a rarity. So now Giselle kicks him out of her suite. And now we see that it's the next morning, the last day of the trip. They're all getting ready. Ashley's on the phone with her mom, Sheila. Her and Jazzy did go to the honky tonk bar. They rode the bull. Now, when they played the flashback, did anybody see how Ashley flew off that bull? I said, girl, all that talk about zipping it and zooing it and doing splits on it, and you know how to ride a bull, you sure flew off of that bull in like 2 seconds flat. A mess. So now we have Monique, Jazzy, and Stacey in the hallway. They're talking. They're all refreshed, right? So they're like, we all feel so good. Stacey says, girl, we were in the ghetto, honey. And Jazzy says, yes, we were in the top of the ghetto. So now Giselle's like, come into my room, y'all. They all feel great. Did anybody catch how Stacey hugged Giselle? Stacey, girl, I'm going to get you because you were so ready and eager to be up under Giselle. And the way Giselle dissed you at the end of this episode was embarrassing. The way you were hugging her, kissing her behind, talking about, oh, Giselle, I have to say, you saved this trip, honey. You did that. I said, okay, girl, just so we're clear, Giselle still does not like you. So get your hug now, but she still can't stand you. And it was evident at the end of this episode, the way she played you at that gas station, a mess. So they're all in Giselle's room, and we have Ashley come in. Wendy comes in. Wendy says she loves nature. She's a nature girl. She says we're going fly fishing, so she decided to take the fly part. She says she had her aloe set, honey. I love aloe, girl. Now, Wendy, did we return this aloe set? Do we take that back or no? Let me know. Some Wendy's people, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Did Wendy take that aloe set back? It looked cute. I love the color on her, popped on her skin. I said, yes, ma'am. So she goes on to say that she has her little Chanel. I said, I know that's right, girl. I said, I know that's right, honey. I said, yes. Let me just move on. Let me move on. Let me move on. Love you. Yes, I love you down, Brooke. y'all have me screaming in the live chat, child. So, where were we? So now Monique says, are we going fly fishing or what? So Wendy's like, well, where are Tia and Kiarna? Where are they at? So Giselle says, I hate not being able to trust somebody as it relates to a girls trip. We were put through the trenches unnecessarily. Now, y'all, let me just pause right here because I do have to give a very warm welcome and a big thank you to our sponsors. Skims is sponsoring today's live recap, and I do want to just say thank y'all to Skims, baby. And let me play y'all the ad read because, baby, when I tell y'all the Skims Fits Everybody collection is that girl. All right. All right. Guys, I finally tried Skims after all the hype, and baby, this underwear is game changing. Now, when I tell y'all my favorite pieces from the collection are the Fits Everybody Scoop bralette. Baby, when I tell you how the girls sit and you forget that you're wearing a bra. And isn't that the best part? I feel like the Fits Everybody collection is going to be my staple because I'm wearing my Scoop bralette right now and it feels like I'm not wearing anything. It's just so comfortable, so sleek, so sexy, and I'm in love. The Fits Everybody thong, when I tell y'all, the feeling is like no other underwear I've worn before. Honey, you don't realize that you even have anything underneath. I'm trying to tell y'all, the material is smooth, it's buttery, it's seamless. Love. I think I'm a Skims girl for life, okay? So y'all, it's a new year, it's a new day, and shop the Skims Fits Everybody collection at skims.com. Now, after you place your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. Select the Brooke Ashley podcast in the survey, and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. And don't forget, if you're looking for that perfect gift for your Valentine or for yourself, the Skims Valentine's shop is now open. So again, a big thank you to Skims. Y'all, I'm actually wearing the Scoop bralette right now. I love it. It doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything. The material, the fabric, chef's kiss. Skims, they did their biggest one, honey. Biggest one, all right? So yes, y'all, back to the recap, okay? Oh, thanks, y'all. Y'all are so sweet. I'm glad that y'all love the ad. Thank you. Yeah, baby, when I'm telling y'all, I've been wearing my Skims all week. They sent me a bunch of pieces. The underwear is chef's kiss, honey. The girls sit, honey. Everything looks just so good, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you, guys. You guys are so sweet. So, so now, where were we? So Giselle says, I hate not being able to trust somebody as it relates to girls' trips. We were put through the trenches unnecessarily. She put us in the trenches, and I made sure that she had a room here, and these hoes didn't even stay here last night. So we find out that Angel, Tia, and Kiarna decided to stay at Angel's house. They didn't come back to the Four Seasons. She says, I texted Angel, and we see the text exchange between Giselle and Angel. She's like, Angel, you're not coming back? Like, you have a room. And so Angel texted her saying, well, we got in too late. Like, we're just not going to make it. I got to stop right here. I got to stop right here. Angel, if you knew that you guys wanted to do fly fishing on the last day, you know that it's 2 hours from fly fishing from where you live. The Four Seasons is an hour from where you live as well. Why wouldn't you want to be all together? And Miss Mamas, I just have to be real. You have private jet money, you have Birkin money, so I know you have money to pay somebody to pack up your luggage and bring it to the hotel for you guys. Angel, you messed up. If I were you, I would have made sure that I was staying overnight at the Four Seasons. Period. End of story. You had already given your word. The excuses that you, Kiana, and Tia made about why you guys didn't come back and stay at the hotel, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It falls flat. Angel, I have to be for real. If I'm the hostess, things are already going wrong. I'm going to make it my mission to make sure that I salvage the rest of the trip. There is no way that I would have passed up on staying with the women, especially when Giselle went through all the trouble to secure the Four Seasons suite. You just put yourself on a bad note with the whole group by skipping out. And I wish that Kiana had told you, girl, they're already pissed off at you. They're mad at us as well. Let's just get back to that hotel. I don't care if you guys had gone there at 3 a.m. I don't want to hear the excuses. You should have been at the hotel, especially knowing how far everything is and y'all want to go together. It just didn't make any sense. Angel, when you decided to stay home and not stay at the hotel, you should have said, let me just scrap the fly fishing activity in the first place. This was just so poorly done. I'm sorry. This was poorly done. Poorly done. So Giselle says, it's so horrible. It's rude. I said, Giselle, you're right about that. But Miss Girl, the way you're always so rude and horrible, so, not too much. But in this case, I'm going to give you your 10s because you're right. Angel messed up. And that was rude of her to stay at her house and not at the hotel. I agree. So now Giselle's like, look, they want to meet us at the fly fishing situation. Let's just do this fly fishing and call it a day. This isn't a girls' trip. It's a see you when I see you trip. So Wendy says at this point, Angel's going to angel. Angel has now become a verb. So now all throughout the episode, I have never gotten such anxiety because we see the flight departure time flash across our screens. So it is now 5 hours and 34 minutes and 10 seconds until their flight takes off. We see Angel, Tia, and Kiana in their car. They are 33 miles from the hotel. Tia already has to use the bathroom. So we're already off to a bad start, right? Angel's like, I don't want you to hold it. I'm going to find a place for you to use the restroom. Like, hold on. She says, last night was my intention to go back to the Four Seasons, but it was already past 1 a.m. at this point. Angel, respectfully, I don't care if you guys had gotten back to the Four Seasons at 3 or 4 a.m. You messed up. It was a bad look. You already are on the outs with Giselle and the rest of the group. Do your best to try to appease the women. Sometimes you got to go by when in Rome, do as the Romans. They're all at the Four Seasons. You need to get your butt to the Four Seasons, period. And then you have Kiana saying, none of our bags had even been packed. Then we would come back an hour later. Just no. Again, Kiana, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and just say, I got to do what I have to do. Y'all should have been at the Four Seasons, period. End of story. Okay. Yeah. She didn't plan on going back. Let's be real. Exactly. Angel, why didn't you cancel? Exactly. Yeah. Same here. Oh, we see each other because baby, I don't care if it was 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. When they had opened up my door and seen my room, I would have been in my bed. Giselle would have seen me at that Four Seasons, period. Period. Okay. Yes, honey, I was anxious too. You would have thought it was my flight as well. A mess. So now Angel already looks defeated. She says today we're under time constraints. She says that her guide and the chef are already at the excursion site preparing the meal. So now we see 5 hours, 2 minutes, and 52 seconds flash on our screens. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. So now we cut to Giselle, Ashley, and Monique's car. And no, just the rest of the group are back at the hotel and they're getting in their cars to go to the fly fishing excursion. So it's Giselle, Ashley, and Monique in one car and Jazzy, Stacey, and Wendy in another car. So we have Jazzy roll down her window and she's like, hold on. Do you guys have a bottle of champagne in your car? Because we just looked at the GPS and the GPS is saying that it's going to be an hour and 46 minutes to fly fishing. So they're all like, wait, an hour and 46 minutes? What? No, hold on. Personally, I'm very anal about flights. I don't miss flights. Like I don't miss. That's one thing I do not miss a flight. We had to be at the airport at 2 for a 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. flight. It's already 11 a.m. It's gonna take an hour and 46 minutes to get to fly fishing. So that means we'll get there a little before 1. I would have said, everybody be blessed. I would have asked the driver to drive me to Denver International. I would have said, y'all have fun with that. Please take me to Denver International and I'm gonna just be in the airport for 4 or 5 hours. No, thank you. Angel, this made no sense. The fact that you didn't do any logistics, there was no planning whatsoever. When you saw that the Four Seasons was an hour and 46 minutes away from the hotel, you should say, you know what, guys? Next time we'll do it. Sorry we couldn't do it, but just have a safe flight back home. I'll see you back in the DMV. Period. That was a hot mess, honey. Yes, traveling mercies to y'all. I'm out. Exactly. The airport got sights and sounds. Exactly. Baby, this was ridiculous. So now Ashley's like, where are we going? Ashley says it's already noon. We need to be on fly fishing by 1:30 and our flights are today. So Ashley's like, well, if it's going to be that long of a ride, can we stop and get a roadie? So Wendy's like, oh yeah, I love a good gas station margarita. They play the flashbacks of when they went on that trip. I want to say it was season 6 or 7. And they were with Karen and Ashley, I believe, and Wendy got herself a gas station margarita. She was good and drunk on the bus. So Jazzy says in her car to Stacey and Wendy, she's like, oh, y'all made this trip fun. She said, I felt like the guy in Home Alone when we got to the Four Seasons. I was like, oh, can I get the pizza? Can I get a champagne? I took so many showers and got in the bubble bath. So now we're back in the other car with Monique, Giselle, and Ashley. Monique says that she spoke to her mom earlier this morning, and her mom said to her, I miss coffee. And she said, I miss it too. So she said, we have coffee all the time. It's synonymous with us having a conversation, which happens every day. Monique, I love hearing that. Me and my mom are like super close. That's my girl. That is my best friend, right? We talk all the time. We are always on the phone. Like we talk 24/7, okay? When Ashley asked Giselle if her and her mom talk all the time, did anybody notice that Giselle kind of hesitated to answer? She was like, no, no, not like that. At least once a week. I was like, girl, once a week. And it's no judgment. I'm aware that some people aren't that close to their parents. It's no judgment. But if you claim to be close to your parent, once a week's not cutting it. I couldn't imagine talking to my mom once a week. Like my mom can't even imagine that either. And you can always read between the lines and look at body language. And it just kind of gave that there's some tension there between her and her mom. And if there are some mommy issues, it makes sense as to why she's so mean and nasty towards other women. And I'm going to just leave that there. I'm going to just leave that right there. Yeah, we don't know much about Giselle. We really don't. We don't. Okay, so a lot of y'all feel the same way that I do, okay? All right. She said all she talks to her mom about is the will, etc. Yeah, if mom doesn't call me every day, something's off. Yes, very much so. Now, I have a theory, right? we did know that Giselle's parents were divorced, right? She told us that when she first joined the show. Follow me, just walk with me here. My first thought was, if they're not that close, I wonder if Giselle's father passing away has made things a bit weird, because I remember Giselle had said in an earlier season, I think it was when they went to New Orleans in season 3, and Giselle had sort of hinted that there was still bad blood between her parents. Like, when her mom brings up her dad, her mom is like, I don't want to hear about him. Don't say his name, whatever. So I'm wondering if when he passed away, Giselle probably hasn't been able to lean on her mom for support. Like, listen, just a theory. I'm not claiming to know anything, but that was my first thought. Like, maybe things have been maybe kind of strained because she probably wants to lean on her mom. Because if a parent passes away, you do lean on the other parent who's alive to talk about the grieving process, right? Let me get off of that, child. But you said she's a daddy's girl. You said, okay, good. Okay, so my theory's not off base. Okay, so I'm okay. All right. Lisa Ray was a daddy's girl too, and that made a wedge between her and her mom because the dad was trash. Yes, her dad was a cheater. Her dad was, and then he was triangulating Lisa Ray and the mom. He was making them compete for his attention. Now that's some sick stuff right there. First of all, your wife is your wife and your daughter is your daughter. One is romantic and one is father-daughter. So like, people who are in dynamics like that, that's very sick. Because a kid should not be competing with the spouse, with their parent, for the other parent's attention. That's some sick stuff. But let me not, baby, we'll be here all day. Let me get off of that. Okay, very sick. Oh, wow. It depends. My mom was so selfish when my dad passed. She made it all about herself, and they've been divorced over 25 years. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that's terrible. I'm very sorry to hear that. I lost my dad a year ago. Oh, my heart goes out to you. My heart. Oh, please, I'm sending you a lot of love. It's still very hard, and having support of my mom has made all the difference. Yes, it does make the difference. Yes. Okay, y'all. You don't think she's close to any of her family members? Yeah, we barely hear her talk about her brother and sister. I forget that Giselle has siblings. I keep thinking that she's an only child. I'm seeing all your theories in the chat, and I think that we might all be on the same page. Okay. So anyhow, she says when her parents got divorced, her mom moved back to Houston, where she's originally from. Conversations with her mom are very specific. Since her dad passed so suddenly, she calls to ask her mom, "Where's your will? If anything happens to you, how will I know?" So now Giselle makes a really interesting remark. She says that her mom talks to her daughters more than she talks to her. I said, that's very interesting. I said, that's very interesting. I couldn't, let me just leave that alone, child. I said, it explains a lot. It explains some of the mean girl behavior. That's all I'll say about that. Somebody compared it to Kenya, where they feel that's why Kenya acts the way she does. But that's a different story for a different day. So now, back in the other car, we have Jazzy, Wendy, and Stacey. Jazzy says, "Poor Angel." And Wendy says, "I think that she gets stuck in the way of who she is, and I relate to that." But if you want to have genuine connections with people, you have to realize that there has to be a level of compromise. Wendy, the way you showed out and the way you tried to sun Stacey in the last half of this episode, don't you ever fix your mouth to talk about genuine connections. The audacity. Wendy, I'm telling you right now, Wendy, you clowned so bad. I had such secondhand embarrassment watching you perform the way you did. That tough girl act at the gas station and in the car. Girl, what are we doing? But you want to talk about genuine connections. All I'm going to say is this. I feel vindicated. I feel vindicated because I called it at the beginning of this season. I said, Wendy, you're veering into mean girl territory. You want to be a part of Giselle's clique. And a lot of y'all told me, oh, Brooke, you're just mad because of what happened between you and Wendy. And you're just saying that. And now a lot of y'all are finally seeing, because I see on Twitter, y'all are saying, wow, I didn't want to believe it. But yeah, Wendy's been a mean girl all season. So yeah, I feel vindicated, baby. I feel good and vindicated because y'all said that I was just being mean, and I was being petty, and I was being bitter. And now here we have it all season long. In the season finale, we see that it's been mean girl behavior. I wasn't off base, just early. I'm never wrong, just early. But I'm just let me just move on, child. Okay. Oh, okay. We see each other in the baby. Her behavior made no sense. I don't know who that performance was for. She looked a fool. Yeah, baby, I am vindicated. Vindication. Brooke, come get another baddie chain. I'm telling you, child, Wendy's delivery was not right. So anyhow, Wendy goes on to ask, because who have you connected with in this group? So Jazzy says, well, we connected a little bit because we have the whole WAG thing in common. So Wendy says, well, that's one thing. What else y'all got? All right. So Stacey now jumps in and says, Jazzy, I want to get this off of my chest. I was a bit shocked to see you keying and exchanging numbers with Charisse on Family Fun Day. So you have Wendy talk about, oh, wow. So Jazzy's like, wait, why? So Wendy's like, well, I can see why, but go ahead. So Stacey says, well, because I shared with you and Wendy that Charisse was at Giselle's party and she called me promiscuous. We all remember at Giselle and Robin's reasonably shady 10 million downloads party, Charisse spilled some stale tea about Stacey flirting with a married man and saying, well, I don't care. I don't care that he's married. What does it have to do with me? Right? She told that little weak story. So she's upset with that, and rightfully so. So she says, I was really hurt and shocked when I saw you exchanging numbers with her. So Jazzy says, you know what, Stacey, I'm really sorry that you were hurt. I really am. So now Jazzy is like, Wendy, how would you have handled it? Did I handle it? Could I have handled this better? Should I have said, nope, you came from my friend, so now isn't the right time to exchange numbers, even though it's my first time meeting you? So you have Wendy stuttering. And now Stacey's like, girl, how long have you known me? What does it matter if it's the first time you met her? So what? So Jazzy's like, so I was supposed to be rude to Charisse? Stacey says, girl, I don't care who you're rude to. You're my friend. So her and Jazzy are going back and forth. Jazzy keeps asking, what did you want me to do? I can't go around being super upset with everybody who comes for Stacey because I wouldn't have any friends. So Stacey says, if that's how you feel, we're going to leave it at that then. So here goes Wendy jumping in. Let me take a breather. Wendy, if you felt a way about Stacey, fine. But it's the way you said it. And you were all the way wrong. I mean, your tone, your delivery, this did not feel like somebody who is friends with Stacey. This felt very much like Giselle and Ashley Jr., like you were doing their bidding. You were way off base. And this fight is not even about you, and you're inserting yourself and getting angrier than everybody else. Like you made the whole thing about you. I said, how do we go from 0 to 100? Like what? Like it was bizarre to me, Wendy. I'm sorry, Wendy, you made yourself look bad. So Wendy's like, Stacey, can I ask you a question? This is a tricky thing about loyalty. The loyalty that you expect from your friend, you better be damn sure able to reciprocate it. Stacey says, I think Jazzy knows by the history of our relationship and the experiences that we've had together that I have been loyal to Jazzy. So Jazzy says, well, Stacey, let's clear one thing up. Was it your initial plan to support me at my wedding before Ashley and Wendy said they were coming? So now you have Wendy screaming. And she's like, are we really going there? And I mentioned this earlier this season, and some of y'all said I was overreacting. But ever since Wendy's been off the hot seat, ever since she's been able to be friends with the cool girls, she has been so giddy and so gleeful when somebody else is in drama. Did y'all notice that she was like smirking like at how Ashley does whenever there's mess? She was in that front seat, giddy as all get out for a fight to break out. Why do you want there to be drama and strife? And it's like, Wendy, you of all people, you've gone through hell and high water for 4 seasons in a row. You went through it. So you would think that somebody like you would be a lot calmer and not be so excited to have mess. But you know what? I guess since it's not you anymore, you're just happy that the heat's off you. It is, yes, laughing at others' misery is pathetic. Anytime Wendy asks, can I ask you a question? I know it's going to be some bull. It used to be lighthearted and funny, but she's acting so ugly now. She finally feels like she's in the Mean Girls. Yeah, she does feel that way. I feel like Stacey and Wendy both want to be in the Mean Girl clique. They do. No, Stacey does too, because the way Stacey turned on Angel and got with the Mean Girls in the last episode, sitting up there high-fiving Giselle and Ashley and all of them. Oh, very much so. Stacey, they're both the same. Very much so. So now, mind you, we now see a cutaway and we see the flight departure time pop up on the screen. So we went from 5 hours to now it is 3 hours, 35 minutes, and 19 seconds before their flight takes off. Was it just me, or was anybody thinking, now is the time to head to the airport? Scrap all of the fly fishing, scrap the meal, scrap the gas station. Take me to Denver International Airport right now. What do you mean we only have 3 hours until takeoff and we are still driving around for 2 hours to go fly fishing? I said, what is anybody thinking? Is anybody paying attention to the clock? It was so weird. So we cut back to Jazzy saying, yeah, we're going there. Stacey says, well, let's talk about it. What's the question? So Jazzy says, the question is what I just asked you. So Stacey says, I did want to support you, but I couldn't because I was launching my business that week. I had a team of people who came in from Florida. I had things planned every single day. So Jazzy's like, girl, stop. Wendy's like, Stacey, answer the question. Wendy, respectfully, the same way you didn't like when they would get on you and they would all insert themselves into your drama with whoever you were fighting with back in the early days. Girl, sit this one out. Mia would always interrupt you when you were fighting with Giselle and Robin. Giselle would always insert herself when you would argue with Mia and all them. You hated when they did that to you. Let Stacey have the floor. Let her speak. It's not about you right now. And Wendy, it felt like there was a battery in your back. It felt like somebody in production whispered in your ear before you got on this car ride and said, okay, Wendy, this is going to be the second to last episode of the season. So, do your big one, because you were performing. This was a performance. It was to-be movie realness. The acting was horrible. So Jazzy says, you had my wedding day before you even decide to launch your business. Stacey says, indeed. So Jazzy says, and you not blocking off your schedule was very hurtful. So Stacey says, and this is why I showed up for you. Jazzy says, and for you to be mad about a number exchange with Charisse. So now Stacey says something like, I had no idea that Ashley was coming to your wedding. Baby, we played the flashbacks and we see that earlier in the season, it was like episode 3 or 4, I believe, when she was on FaceTime with Ashley. They're talking about the wedding. So I just said, now, Stacey, girl, you must have a very short memory. The amnesia is kicking in because you did know that Ashley and Wendy were coming to that wedding. Don't get me wrong. Jazzy and Wendy are full of it, but so are you. Like, you guys are the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other. Like, you guys are all full of it in your own way. Stacey, just be honest. You were trying to hedge your bets. It was like, okay, are the other girls coming? If so, I'll go. If not, then I'm going to skip this and send her a gift. And Jazzy, all this hooting and hollering, Let's be so for real. You didn't care about who came. You just wanted to make sure that somebody came, somebody full-time came to ensure that you got your wedding filmed, even though we only saw 2 seconds of the wedding. But all of this hullabaloo for nothing. Y'all are all full of it. Period. You know, I was really over it, honey. Okay. I was kind of over this whole entire argument. So now Wendy says, you're missing the truth. At the end of the day, you can play games in this group, but the people who are your friends and your ride or dies don't play games with us. Wendy, I don't know where this little fake tough girl act is coming from, but it's not becoming. It's not you. And it's like, I feel like you're trying out personalities at your big age. Like, the fact that your mother forced you to become an academic and you couldn't explore who you really wanted to be, which we see you didn't want to be an academic, you wanted to be a star. Parents who don't let you experiment and figure yourself out. And I feel kids who are so worried about what their parents think and live for their parents, they have like a personality crisis at a certain age because like they don't know who they are. Because you don't know who you are. And that's why you're in this boat that you're in right now currently with Eddie. And that's a different story. But these new personality changes every, season, you're all over the place. And all this thing about, you can play with them, but don't play with us. You can play with them, but don't play with me. Girl, who are you talking to? Who are you feeling like? Like, it's very embarrassing. This isn't you. It's not authentic. It fell flat. Again, it was giving to be realness. She's very lost. No, she is lost. And it's not, and I'm not saying that's not saying that to belittle anybody or to be mean. It's just the truth. She doesn't know who she is. And we're seeing the ramifications of what it means to not know who you are when you get to be an adult. She didn't have that time to figure it out in her 20s because she was too busy trying to get degrees because her mom thought that was impressive. If her mom had just allowed her to do what she wanted to do in the first place, she wouldn't be in this boat now. A mess. Okay? So now, again, we see the fade out on the screen and the clock is ticking. It says 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 6 seconds until their flight departure. Again, my heart was pounding. It was beating out of my chest because I'm just like, girl, y'all need to be at Denver International, not going fly fishing. And we've been on the road now for 2 hours, not making any headway. So what's going on? So now we get right back to Angel's car. Angel baby, I wish I could say I felt sorry for you. I mean, I did feel sorry for you, but at this point I said, okay, Angel, it's time to call it a day. It's time to say enough is enough. It's time to say when. You guys have 3 hours until the flight and you're still riding around in circles and now you're lost. Angel's like, we put the GPS coordinates in our phones. It had the same directions, right? Kiana's like, girl, we're lost. Angel says, I normally all the spots I take the guests, I'm super familiar with, but this particular one, I tried to make accommodations for a large group. So, she doesn't know where they are, right? She's following the GPS coordinates, having faith. Let me be so clear. When you are hosting people, especially on a trip like this, you better know where you're going. And like, you know how they always say, never try a new hairstyle, don't switch it up on a big day. Why would you pick today of all days to pick a new location? Baby, if I were you, they would have been at the same spot that we've always been at, where I know at the back of my hand and we get there quickly. Today is not the day you guys have to leave for the airport. Today is not the day to pick a new spot where you don't even have a location. If you can't give me the address, I'm not going. If I can't put it in my Google Maps, my Apple Maps, I'm not going. If I see something that says coordinates where it says like 7 degrees longitude and latitude, if I'm seeing coordinates, God bless you. God bless you. If I'm seeing a road that says, Route 27, coordinates. Absolutely not. Angel, you messed up. Angel, you messed up. If I don't see 27 Orange Way Drive, 123 Maple Road, count me out. You guys be blessed. I would have been at the airport. No, ma'am. Baby, they were caught up in the Bermuda Triangle. They truly were a mess, a hot mess. No, listen, it's so embarrassing. Route 66, exactly. If it's not 123 Main Street, keep it. No, I am so serious with you. I am so serious with you. Don't send me any address or location where it's coordinates. If it's not a real address, count me out. I don't have time for that. Where I have to go in the middle of the main road on a back highway and it says Route 27 and then takes you to Route 4 and I'll meet you at the middle of the mountain down by the side of the road and there's 3 fish swimming upstream. No, thank you. I'll pass. God bless everybody. God bless. God bless. Yes, honey, in the mountains and through the woods, a mess. Yes, I go into Narnia, honey. Yes, honey, no building around. No building around. Yes, we got to break out a physical map and a compass. I don't think so. So now Angel says it took us to the complete opposite direction. When production pulled up that map and we saw that they were driving away from the excursion, I said, Angel, you had a lapse in judgment. We have 3 hours until we leave for our flight. We're going to Wyoming at this rate. Angel, y'all had them on the border of Wyoming or Nebraska. Y'all were going here and you had to go here. You're telling me at this point, it still did not dawn on you to say, you know what? Let's just go back to the airport, y'all. I'm sorry. I tried. Let's just cut it. You have Tia in the back seat, still trying to encourage her. I said, Tia, that's a beautiful thing to do. You're a very good friend. I'm here for the encouragement. But I would have said, baby, I love you. I'm not mad at you. You tried. I respect that you tried, but take me to the airport. Take me to the king. It's enough already. It's a chop. It's a chop. And I know Tia felt bad for her. I felt bad for Angel. Angel she was holding back the tears, but I said, baby, it's okay to just call it a day. You tried and you failed. And we all fail sometimes. It's not the end of the world. A mess. You said you'd be yelling enough already, honey. Honey, take me anywhere. Take me through there, okay? Take me anywhere but to this excursion. Yes, Lewis and Clark. Exactly. Honey, she was crying. Listen, my heart broke for Angel. My heart broke, but you had to know when to call it. You had to know when to call it. You had to know when to call it. Today wasn't a great day, but tomorrow will be a new day. Try again tomorrow, but it's a no. You said, take me out. You said I would have been fed up, honey. You would have been screaming and yelling. Yes, honey. Oh my gosh. So now we're back in Giselle, Monique, and Ashley's car. The clock strikes again. We see the time flash across our screens. It is now 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 17 seconds to their flight departure. So Monique says, I don't know how Angel's going to redeem herself with Giselle. Giselle says, no, she's not. If she had any sense, she would have met me in my suite this morning and gone over the itinerary for the day. Monique says she's not going to do that with you because you're taking over her trip. Monique says, we've been in the trenches, honey. We're trauma bonding. So they all start laughing. And now here's where Ashley and the Foolery jumped out. Monique, you almost had me rooting for you in this scene, but then you turned around and hopped on the foolishness, so I got to whack you as well. Ashley comes up with this theory. She's like, do you remember Wendy's theory where she said she thinks that Angel must have said something to Bobby and Bobby might have said something to Chris? You think that Bobby and Chris are cool like that? So Ashley's like, well, I just said, girl, Ashley has nothing in her pea brain because one, the whole Chris and Stacey stuff has been squashed episodes ago. This is so first half of the season. Why are we in the season finale talking about Chris Samuels and Stacey again? Once again, it just felt like somebody was in their ear. Somebody in production said, you know what? It's the last episode, show out. This made no sense. The way you just brought that into conversation was weird. It didn't flow. Like, girl, you're desperate. And Ashley, this showed me that you are fighting for your life to stay on the show. Because why on God's green earth are we now talking about Chris and Stacey? Nobody cares. This is such old news. And for the last time, even if they did date or whatever, nobody cares. They were both single. She didn't know Monique. So what are we talking about? On top of that, I highly doubt that Stacey slept with Chris Samuels. I really do. I doubt it. If anything, it was one day and that's it. So now she says, the reason I thought about it, because athletes tend to have a rapport, especially from the past. I don't know, Bobby could have sent Chris a DM or something. The way Bobby is so over this show and so over this cast, I highly doubt that Bobby is sitting up there DMing Chris about about Stacey and Chris dating. I'm sure he doesn't care. Bobby doesn't have time to be dealing with stupid matters. He's not in women's business. Chris seems like he's a bit petty. He wants to punish Monique. He's still mad at the divorce and he has a lot of time on his hands. So maybe he's trying to keep up drama, but I don't think that Bobby Massey for a moment is DMing Chris about this nonsense. He doesn't care. Like they have two little babies. They have a 2 and a 4-year-old. He has a great marriage. He has they got 2 homes. They have their company. They don't have time to be focusing on Chris Samuels and Stacey. So let's stop. I said, girl, you are just so hateful. Where is this coming from? Yes, he's not in women's business. Exactly. Yes, he's grasping at straws, throwing Hail Marys. Exactly. So now I was happy that Monique and Giselle did shoot that down. They're like, no, I highly doubt that Bobby's DMing Chris. So now Ashley says, well, that's how Wendy was trying to free Stacey. That's her theory. So Monique said, oh, okay. Like, I see. So Ashley says, nobody in this group would or could do that to Monique, but Angel's a bit of a question mark, considering that she and Bobby knew of Chris, so it's plausible. But considering that Angel's all about sisterhood and kumbaya, I don't see her doing that. So you just contradicted yourself. You just said it's plausible that she would do that, but then you say, well, no, I don't see her doing that. Which one is it? And if you don't feel like Angel would do that, then why even bring it up? Production, I'm going to say one more time. This better be Ashley's last season. I mean, it is a unanimous vote across all the viewers. Every time I open up a TikTok, I see your comments. I go on other creators' pages where they're just like, Ashley Darby has got to go. We are all one band, one sound. We can all agree with that. I think it's 99% of the viewers are even Ashley fans. There are Ashley fans saying, yeah, it's time for her to go. Production, don't sit up here and make the mistake. Y'all better let her go. It's enough already. This woman has such an evil spirit. She brings nothing to this show. Nothing but stale, tired mess and lies. Her storyline ran its course season 5. It's enough. I'm telling you right now, they better have her pink slip at the door. So now Monique says, but he was texting Stacey saying, I heard my name's been circulating in this group. So there was already some conversation. So Ashley says, well, yeah, because I asked him when I saw him, I said, are you hooking up with Stacey? So Monique's like, wait, you asked who? And Ashley says, yeah, I asked him. I asked Chris. I saw him at a birthday party and I asked him. So Monique's like, wait, you didn't tell me that. Y'all notice? Y'all notice that Ashley was scared of Monique? I said, now, Monique, you want to be Floyd Mayweather any other time, assaulting folks for no reason. But Miss Girl, you have somebody lying and asking your ex-husband stuff to stir up mess, and you just sit there. Ashley was a bit nervous. She thought that Monique was going to put hands on her because she was like, oh, no, well, I thought I told you. Yeah, I had seen him at a birthday party, and I said, are you banging Stacey? And I thought I told you that. Ashley, at no point during this season did you tell Monique to her face that you said it to Chris Samuels. Also, that changes the entire story that you didn't say that to him. I was so irritated. And baby, the way you walk that back, girl, you were like, no, I thought I told you. Like, I told you that. I said, yeah, because you knew that seatbelt was about to be wrapped around your neck in 5 seconds. Ashley is a dangerous person. The way she will omit the facts, omit details, and then tell you when it's too late is nasty work. The fact that y'all sat up there and blamed Stacey, talking all this stuff, and now we just find out in the last episode that you actually you had a conversation with Chris about this. Girl, stop. And like I said, you were behind this whole rumor in the first place. You pulled this whole stunt. You and Giselle conjured this whole thing up. And Monique, you're so dumb. You should have pressed her more. I would have cursed Ashley out for that. So you have me getting mad at, you wanted me to get mad at Stacey, but the whole time you went behind my back talking to my ex-husband, stirring up mess. So it's actually your fault. I was so pissed. Yes, honey, she omits and fabricates. Yes, she's a bozo. Yes, Giselle is cruel. Ashley is conniving. That's the perfect way to say it. It was nasty work. She's very conniving. Yes, why is she even asking who he's sleeping with? That's not her place. It's very inappropriate. It's none of her business. Yes, I think Ashley told Cookie he's trying to pin it on Stacey. Oh, I agree. I believe so. I believe that Giselle and Ashley told Cookie all this. I believe it. She was shaking in her new pieces, child. She sure was. So now, even Giselle says, no, Monique says, you didn't tell me that part. You didn't tell me that. So Ashley's like, oh, well, I could have sworn I told you. I said, yeah, girl, you scared. You real scared, honey, because you know Monique likes to fight. So she says, I asked him, are you banging Stacey? And and all he did was he picked up his drink. So Monique's like, what? So Ashley says, yeah, so Stacey's lying. Monique's like, man, that's wild. Giselle says Stacey's lying through her teeth. No means no, and no answer means yes. Giselle, have you met men? Men will lie on their dicks all the time. Men will sit up here and lie and say they slept with you, knowing good and well you never even had a conversation. For you to say that because he didn't answer means that Stacey's lying and they did have sex, absolutely not. You are too old to say something like that. I'm sorry, Giselle. You know how men operate. If you're a beautiful woman, they're going to lie and say that they had sex with you, especially if you turn them down. We saw Stacey showed her phone and he was in her DMs and she didn't even answer him. I highly doubt that she slept with that man. I highly doubt it. And we know how immature, we know how petty Chris Samuels is. So I'm sure he did say that. He's the same man who said about his then wife, Monique, what he loves the most about her is that she gives him head. He's very immature, he's very disrespectful, and he's petty. And the fact that you're going to take that as, oh yeah, she's lying, I said, girl, this is nasty work. Y'all should feel so ashamed of yourselves. Like, I was so embarrassed for y'all. So embarrassed. Yes, she's a big head liar. She sure is. She sure is. And Monique, I was waiting for you to say, well, Monique, you did say, Monique says, well, Chris's response was messy. I wanted Monique just to say, you know what? I don't believe this. Like, I don't. But Monique does say, we're talking about Chris, though. So now she starts imitating Stacey when Stacey told her, Monique, I didn't sleep with Chris. Monique says, so all of them are liars. That's what makes it difficult. Nobody here is credible. I said, Monique Samuels, I know that you of all people are not talking about who's credible. You still can't tell the truth about the night that you assaulted Candace for no reason. You can't tell the truth about anything, baby. The way you will lie with a straight face. You have no credibility, honey. You have zero credibility. How dare you say they're all liars? Your ex-husband is a liar. You're a liar. But when it comes to this whole Stacey and Chris mess, Stacey's not lying. The fact that you want to pin this on her and say, oh, well, I can't believe this. Girl, I was so disappointed in you. I was hopeful that for 1 minute you would use the brain that God gave you. But you're so worried about being up to Giselle and Ashley's ass that you're going to go along with it knowing that it's a lie. A mess. A mess. I was so aggravated. Child leaking all those false stories to the blog. She lied that whole season. Exactly. Remember, Chris stood up at the reunion towards Giselle. He sure did. He said that if they were men, he would have beat them all up. But now you want to sit up there and believe Chris now. Giselle even said, Chris, don't even speak to me. Don't even look at me. She said, F you, Chris. Don't ever speak to me. She said, Andy, tell him don't even look my way. But now all of a sudden you're Chris's biggest advocate now, Giselle. One of y'all made a great point. Giselle is a contrarian when she can't stand you. Giselle can never be objective when she does not like somebody. When she likes you, whatever you do is right. When she doesn't like you, whatever you do is wrong, even if you are in the right. It's a nasty habit. That's because she changes the rules. The line is always moving. When she didn't like Monique, violence was wrong. When she hated Wendy, violence was okay. Because she even said it herself. I don't care that Wendy got beat up because I don't like her. So Giselle has no moral ground. She blows with the wind. If she likes you, you're all right in her book. If you're wrong, whatever you do is wrong. I can't stand folks like that. Because even if I don't care for somebody, I can still acknowledge when they're right. And Giselle can't do that. And now for her to be Chris Samuel's biggest advocate is a mess. I said, girl, you need help. Yes, she has no principles. Yes. Oh, very much so. Contrarian loser behavior, honey. Oh, very much so. Yes, honey. She flip-flops her position. I can't stand it. Now, y'all, do you mind if I read some super chats? Because we're at like the halfway point. Let me read some super chats, y'all. Hey, Leonardo Decapitated, thank you for the super chat. Those Ocefo trolls need to know the Montgomery County Jail is calling. There's fraudulent people here. Love you, Brooke. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Leonardo. Now I'm screaming. You're about to have them upset with me because you said this, but I need her people just to, they need to focus on her and Eddie and stop focusing so much on me. Okay? Hey, Yanni, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Candy J, thank you for the super chat. Going fly fishing and then straight to the airport. That's funky. I agree. I don't want to be sweaty. I want to be nice and fresh and clean. Like, I don't want to be all sweaty and gross on the plane. So I would have said no just off of that. Hey, Devonta Franklin, thank you for the super chat. The way my anxiety was skyrocketing during this episode, one thing I don't play about is being late for my flight. I feel production set Angel up. Now, hold on. Listen, y'all. A thought came into my head. Feel free to say that, feel free to laugh and just poke fun. But a crazy thought came up and said, do you think that somebody in production set the GPS to the wrong location or put those coordinates in? Like, do you think maybe somebody in production sabotaged that GPS? Because this doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense, honey. Okay, you said Angel set herself up. Okay. Smelling like Ariel and Sebastian and them. Okay, exactly. Okay, you said yes. Oh, you thought that too. Oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. You said no. Yup. Fly fishing ain't easy. You said yes. Oh, child, we're gonna talk about that. Chris Sims. You said yes, no, that would be diabolical. They were driving to Utah. I think so. Honestly, Angel was hedging on who sent her the pin. The camera crew did. Yes, that's so cool. They dropped a pin. Yep, I agree. Why have a newbie host a trip? I agree. Oh, so we all feel that way. Okay, all right. Now listen, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's what happened. You said no. Angel said her people sent her the pin. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So she can't blame production then. So if her chief of staff sent her that pin, then yeah, that's on her. That's on Angel. That's on, oh, damn, child. Hey, Mr. Be My Star. Thank you for the super chat. The barn in season 5, they sat around a table and ate and drank. The fight with Mo and Candace was entertainment. Very much so. Hey, 2Ls. Thank you for the super chat. Is that why we don't see Kay with her stepkids? Oh, they might not want to be on TV. I think they're minors, they're teenagers. So I think that the mom doesn't want them on TV. Hey, Leonardo Decapitated. Thank you for the super chat. When Angel heard 4 seasons, she thought it meant it takes 4 seasons to get there. Hey, Toe for the Sash. Thank you for the super chat. She was going to send them home smelling like a swamp. Yes, because think about it. Like y'all said, who wants to be smelling like all sweaty and fishy on the flight? Hey, the Dime 10 Diva. Thank you for the super chat. I swear they act like they've never been anywhere before. The 4 seasons. Jeez, child. Baby, they don't go often, so they're thrilled to be at a 5-star hotel. Hey, 2Ls. Thank you for the super chat. So who does the planning for Wonderland? I think her chief of staff that we saw later on with the chef. Hey, hi, my name is Melly. Thank you for the super chat. That clock had the type A in me was shaking. Baby, that clock had me stressed. I was pressed over that time. Hey, Darkchild99. Thank you for the super chat. All that yapping and no one saw the car's clock or GPS. I know. Hey, Darkchild99, thank you for the super chat. When I saw that white pickup truck in the distance up that hill, I thought that movie Wrong Turn, and we all black hell to the nah. Hey, Sweet Honey X, thank you for the super chat. I felt bad for the staff because they cooked all that food. I know. Angel said in the after show they stayed overnight the day before to be ready for the girls. Oh, wow. They stayed the night before. Oh, then, and may I tell you, I got a bit emotional when we got to that scene. Like, even though the chef got paid his 10 grand, I was still emotional knowing that he did all that work for it to be, just in vain. Like I was emotional about that. And when they showed his face, when she told them the news, that was upsetting. Hey, ISIS6CB, thank you for the super chat. The entire trip was a series of unfortunate events. I agree. It got worse and worse and worse. Hey, Love, Calm, Peace. Thank you for the super chat. Monique never fooled me and Ashley and Giselle. Ciao. Hey, Love, Calm, Peace. Thank you for the super chat. Ashley should have been gone after that Osu comment. Oh, for sure. And for sure. 110%. If anybody else had brought that up, they would have fired them. Hey, The Life of Samad. Thank you for the super chat. Ashley was a puppeteer. She wanted to see Monique's reaction earlier this season, so it's clear this was an orchestrated attempt. I agree. Hey, Rawrit XJ Lee. Thank you for the super chat. Someone tweeted the OG New York girls would have made the best of it. Yes, it's a disaster, but it's clear they want to jump Angel no matter what. I agree. Oh my gosh, imagine Sonia and Ramona lost somewhere going to fly fishing. Hey, Michelle Johnson, thank you for the super chat. I think production has something to do with the confusion. If Angel runs these tours all the time, why should she need someone else to drop a pin to her? Well, Michelle, remember, she said that this was a new location. So I think that's why. They don't go to this location often. Hey, Jordan Telefair, thank you for the super chat. This trip, I wanted Kay to step up more as a friend, but she left Angel out to dry this whole trip by assisting with planning and emotional support. I agree. Kiarna really dropped the ball, in my opinion. You said Angel's people clearly don't like her. Baby, everybody set her up to fail along with her. So now, we now get back to Wendy, Stacey, and Jazzy's car. They're arguing about the whole thing about Jazzy's wedding and Stacey not wanting to attend. So Wendy decides that she wants to jump into the fight. I don't know why. So Wendy turns around and says, Stacey, you need to stand in this. You present this thing of perfection. Wendy, you of all people, talking about somebody wanting to present perfection. Wendy. Now, Wendy, I'm not even trying to be funny, but I really wish that you had sat the majority of this season out, because a lot of what you've said is going to bite you in the butt, has bitten you in the butt now. I said, baby, you of all people saying that somebody wants to present perfection? I said, Wendy, girl, I cannot save you. I cannot help you. I cannot. You just keep putting your foot in your mouth. So Jassy says the lie is in the fact that you weren't coming to my wedding until you found out that Ashley and Wendy were coming. Wendy says, there you go. Now, Wendy, I feel like you're a double agent. Whose side are you on? You keep saying, Stacey, I'm your friend, but then you keep going after her and you're siding with Jassy. Like, who does that? If my friend is wrong, I'm not going to tag team with the op and beat her down. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit there and be quiet and talk to her in private, but I'm not going to sit up there and join in on the beating of my good friend, but whatever. Yeah, Wendy was jumping her. Wendy was jumping her with a smile on her face, honey. So now, Stacey says, I disagree with that. And now Wendy turns around again, getting all hype. I don't know why. So Wendy says, Stacey, I called you and I said, Stacey, you're going to look effing crazy if you don't go to Jassy's wedding. Did I not? Are you going to lie on me? So she starts imitating Stacey. She's like, yeah, you were like, oh, Wendy, I have this, I have that. And I said, girl, who gives an F? That's your friend. And if your friend is getting married, you be at your friend's wedding. I said 4 degrees talking about you be at your friend's wedding. Is that how you talk now, Wendy? Not the good professor talk about you be at your friend's wedding. Oh, Wendy, the jokes write themselves. I said, Wendy, you looked clownish. You looked clownish in this scene. Clownish. And I'm glad that we all agree. I'm glad that we all agree, honey. I'm glad that we all agree. Baby, I'm glad that we are all on the same page. Yes, very, very much that. Nobody's policing language. Oh, okay, so we have a troll in here. I'm gonna just get you out. I'm gonna just get you out. I'm gonna just get you out. I'm not doing it. We had a clown in there. I'm not doing this. Nobody's policing language. I'm just saying, why put on this accent? You don't talk like that. Wendy's never given us rah, rah, rah fighter. Why are you talking like that? Just be yourself. The whole thing was a performance. A mess. I'm telling all y'all trolls, we not doing it today. I'm not even about to. You're not getting anything out of me other than a block from me and Jameer. We're not doing it today. So don't even try it. So now she says, and one more thing. If I got up here and started switching my voice up and doing all this rah, 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 you'd be staring at me like, Brooke, you don't talk like that. That's not you. What are you doing? Would you not? So now when I say something about her, now about Wendy, now it's a problem. Now I'm policing language. Like, let's not do that. If somebody deviates from how they normally talk or normally act, you are going to call it out. Are you not? Don't sit up here and act like I'm being anti-black or any. Stop doing that. Don't play these dumb games with me. I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm not. And the fact that some of y'all sit up here and watch just to troll, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I know you don't get attention at home. I know you don't have any friends, no job, no whatever. Stop coming on here being miserable, telling me what to do and what to say. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay? Please. Thank you. Okay, we see each other. It's okay. We have another one. Okay, you're out of here. We're out of here. We're another one. Yeah, honey, they're back for another round, honey. They want to fight today. They want to fight today, and I'm not giving them the fight. We're not doing it. All right, y'all. Let's get back on track. So now, she said, and Wendy said, I never wanted to say it to you. I didn't want you to feel hurt, to Jazzy. But Stacey says, you want to sit up here and mother effing lie, and I'm in this car. Oh, F that. Like, oh, F that ish. Wendy, all this cursing, all this rah, 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 doing all this. Where did this come from? This did not entail all this attitude. Why couldn't you just talk to Stacey in a normal tone? Why are we yelling? Why are we doing all this wrong? Like it didn't warrant all that. Again, it felt like a performance. What is going on? So now Jazzy says, so yeah, Sharice can have my number, whoop-de effing do. So now Wendy's like, oh, my blood pressure done rose. And I said, Wendy, you rose your own blood pressure up for no reason. There was no reason for you to start yelling and sticking your neck out and cursing and hollering. And also, let me just say this real quick. I don't do people cursing at me, right? Especially my friend. I could not imagine my good friend cursing at me to make her point, especially over a trivial matter that does not even include her. That's your friend, but you can't talk to her with love and respect. That you a mother, mother effing lie, and don't sit up here and do like, who are you talking to, Wendy? Who are you feeling like? And Wendy, I have to get on you because Wendy, where was this energy when Mia did what she did to you in season 7? I got to take it back there. You've shown more anger for Stacey than you did for Mia. Mia went upside your head with her cheap clutch and put water and splashed water in your face for no reason and never apologized to you. You were begging to be her friend the next season after season 8. 4 episodes later, y'all are playing patty cake and showing each other y'all's cats. Fake flirting. There is no way that somebody could assault me and I'm over there slapping 5. Shout out to Funky Dineva for that one. There's no way that I'm going to be close with somebody who assaulted me. You've had more smoke for Stacey than you've had for Mia. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Please, somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. Am I if I'm crazy? If I'm crazy, I will shut this live down now. Like, let me know. Am I losing my mind? Am I not getting something? You have more smoke for little Stacey versus Mia? Mia is shameless. Mia sat up there and stood 10 toes down in assaulting you. And she had her lips perched at that reunion and said, when Andy asked, Mia, do you apologize to Wendy for assaulting her? And you were feeling, she did, and you sat there and took it. You were crying on that reunion couch. And Giselle looked you in your eyes and said, I don't give a damn. I don't like you. I'm glad you got assaulted. But you're sitting up here hollering and screaming at Stacey over what? It gives me like bully behavior, because bullies only pick on people who they think are weaker than them. You thought that Mia was, whatever you thought about Mia, you obviously were afraid of Mia in some way, because the fact that you let her slide after what she did to you on national TV, but yet you want to get buck with Stacey is wild to me, Wendy. I'm sorry. You clowned here. You clowned real bad. Sorry. So now we see the flight departure time flash across our screens once again. It is now 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 38 seconds. And it is 1:13 p.m. Angel, you weren't paying attention at all to the clock, because at this point it should have been, let's call up the ladies and tell them this is canceled, go to the airport. 2 hours until we depart, and we're still driving around for another 2 hours to find the excursion? No, ma'am. Angel, I'm sorry, you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball right here, mama. You dropped the ball. Take this L, hold it for a little bit, and then release it. But girl, you have to hold on to the fact that you dropped the ball right here. At this point, it should have been, guys, excursion canceled. Go to the airport. The trip's over. I'm sorry, but I don't want you to miss your flight. We're 2 hours out. What are we doing? Baby, this was a mess. Honey, we're gonna get right to that. A hot mess. So now we cut to Angel in her car. She's obviously freaking out. She's like, I'm worried about the ladies. I haven't heard from them. We see the fly fishing excursion being set up as we speak. The chef has the steaks on the grill. I mean, the spread looked amazing. The table set up beautifully. Her chief of staff is there. And did y'all catch how the chef almost dropped the steaks? I said, my God. I said, as if the day couldn't get any worse, right? You drop the steaks, a mess. So Tia's asking Angel how much longer. Angel's chief of staff calls her, and Angel tells her that they're lost. We have Kiarna, who's scared. Now we see them pull up to a campsite. They're in the wrong location. We see some abandoned white van. They're in the woods on top of a mountain. Angel is like on the verge. I mean, Angel's crying at this point. Tia's pleading the blood of Jesus. I'm not going to hold y'all. I feel like I'm good with giving folks, the benefit of the doubt, giving grace. In a situation like this, I'm not even going to sit here and lie and say that I would have kept my composure. I think at this point, I might have been hollering and screaming. Like, I have to be. So I'm not going to sit up here and give you some perfect Patty response. I think it would have been at this point, I would have said, Angel, drive me to this airport right now, or it's going to be like, I might start cursing. Get me to the airport. We're lost on top of a mountain. There's nobody around. If we get stuck here, we are assed out. It would have been at this point where I said, drive me to Denver International right now. Right now. Yes, solid ground, please. It would have been at this moment where I would have lost my mind. There would not have been me being even keeled. I wouldn't have been pleasant. I wouldn't have been kind. I would have actually been the biggest bitch. Let me be so honest with you all. Let me be so transparent with you all. It would have been right here where I would have been the biggest bitch. I would have been the biggest bitch that you've seen. It would have been a meltdown of epic proportions. Y'all would have been like, well, damn, I would have lost my entire shit in that car. I would have said, Angel, if you stop talking to me, that's fine. But right now, I might just have to curse. Nobody's perfect. We all have our flaws, but you would have seen every single flaw of mine on that day. You would have, I would have torn that car up. I might have torn Angel up. I might have had us on the side of the road. The car's in the ditch because I've done taken over the wheel and I've turned. We all might have been down in a ditch somewhere because I might have turned that car out. Okay. It would have been the biggest bitch fit ever. No, seriously. I would have blown a gasket. No, for real. I would have had a moment. Yeah, honey, I would have blown a fuse, honey. I would have blown a fuse. I would have popped a vein. I would have been the biggest bitch ever. I would have. I would have. And I don't feel any shame in saying that. I would have punched the back of the seat. I'm not playing with Angel. Oh my gosh, I am screaming. Oh, honey, I would have been. It would. Yeah. Oh yes. Let's be for real. It would have been a real crash out. I would have crashed out. I would have crashed out. It would have been a crash out that was like a top 10 crash out. I would have crashed out, and you guys could call me whatever you wanted to call me. I would take it. I would eat it. I would eat it. I would have crashed out. I would have crashed out, honey. Yes, honey. It would have been the whole Meredith plane gate. Yes, a Meredith Marks crash out. Very much so. Angel can feel sorry for herself later. I would have crashed out. Yes, honey. Yes. You said you would have called a helicopter to get us out of there. Oh my God. Yes, honey. It would have been a top 10 Housewives crash out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm not even going to hold you. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie to you, baby. Okay. So Angel says, as far as we are into this trip, I don't know if we can get there and then do fly fishing and then catch their flights back home. I said, Angel, they depart in 2 hours and you're just now realizing that now. Angel, I would have crashed out. Simple as that. I would have that there would have been so much hell to pay in that car. I would have turned that GMC out. You were driving a GMC or an Escalade, Miss Mamas, I would have turned it out. I would have taken us all to see King Jesus on that day because I would have taken that wheel from your hand and I would have crashed the car. Like, I'm just. This was valid. Like, so now we see the time again. It says 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 13 seconds till departure. Angel is distraught. So now we cut to Giselle, Monique, and Ashley's car. Monique says, it feels like we haven't made any ground. We still have an hour to go. Obviously, their driver was lost too, because how have they been in the car for 3 hours now? So Giselle's like, yeah, the time keeps going up. Let's just stop somewhere. So she's like, let me text the other girls, let them know we're going to use the restroom and stop. We're going to stop at a gas station. So Stacey says, now we jump to Stacey, Jazzy, and Wendy's car. Stacey says, now that we've taken a pause, can I speak? I understand you being hurt and upset. If we're going to keep it real and not lie, maybe we should go back to why we didn't speak for such a long time. So Stacey brings up, they were on the phone one time, her and Jazzy was recording her. Now, to Jazzy's credit, if you have all my iPhone girls, you know, when you're on the phone, there's that little like button now, like on the top left corner. And if you're like talking, you accidentally hit it. Like when I'm on the phone with my mom hits that button constantly, and it says this call is now being recorded. And then you say, "Oh my gosh!" and you stop it. So this call is now not being recorded. Stacey, I'm sorry, you pulled that out of your behind. That new feature trips everybody up because my mom hits that thing all the time. Every time we're on the phone, she hits that. I said, I'm sorry, Stacey. I got to just whack you right here, girl. You tried it. They were all like, Stacey, they were like, girl, shut your behind up. Like, stop. And then Jazzy was like, girl, you're the one who hit that button, not me. I was the one who said, why are you recording the call? Yeah, it was. Yes, it happens to you all the time too. Yes, it always does that. So now Jazzy says, girl, you're really crazy. You know that, right? So now Stacey says, if you want to talk about her feelings, we can talk all day. So when I tell you, I have to say, Jazzy had me screaming so hard when she was like, Stacey, are you effing dumb? Like, are you dumb? I could not stop laughing at that. So Stacey's like, you're calling me dumb, and we both know I'm not dumb, so you should calm down. So Jazzy says, you act like you F with me, and you have the nerve to sit your tall, beautiful ass next to me, now trying to shame me by giving Sharice my number when you didn't want to come to my wedding. So Wendy says, hello. I said, Wendy, please stop instigating. I said, Wendy, just sit there. Stop instigating, please. It's not your fight. So Stacey says, I did come to your wedding. So Wendy jumps back in again, and she's like, stop effing lying in this car. So Jazzy says, yes, until Wendy and Ashley said that they were coming. So now Wendy's like, I rode for you. I rode for you. I said, Wendy, why are you yelling? This isn't your fight. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Did I miss something? Somebody please let me know. Am I going crazy? Am I going nuts? Let me know, please. Please, y'all, let me know. Am I going nuts? Have I lost my mind? If I've lost my mind, if I've lost my way, let me know. Because I was confused as to why Wendy was acting like this. Okay, thank you. No, I'm serious. I mean, please let me know. Let me know. I don't know what. Okay, Wendy got no. It was so dumb. I had to run it back. I said, why is Wendy hollering like this? It made no sense. So then she says, stop effing lying in this car. I rode for you. I rode for you. So now they're both yelling at Stacey, and Wendy's like, Stacey, you on some BS. You on some bull. You on some bull. Again. Why on God's green earth is Wendy doing all this rah, rah, rah stuff? Wendy, what is this performance that you're giving? Nobody's buying what you're trying to sell. It's not believable, and that's not you. You're not some fighter. So why are you acting like this? And one, it's not your fight. And where was this when Mia went upside your head? Huh? The one time you should have been all rah, 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 and you weren't. You have more smoke for somebody who's done nothing to you, but no smoke for the person who assaulted you and never apologized to you. Till this day, she's yet to apologize to you. Every time Mia's asked about it, it's a lie out of her mouth about how she has apologized to you. She's not giving you one apology, and yet you have smoke for Stacey, but not for Mia. I said, okay, girl. I just a mess. So now we get to, we see the clock again. It's now 2 hours and 31 minutes and 5 seconds until the flight departure. So we see that Giselle, Monique, Ashley, Wendy, Stacey, and Jazzy are 23 miles away from fly fishing. You did all that driving to still be 23 miles away from fly fishing? 23 miles away? Angel, where the F did you pick this location at? Is there an address? You're telling me that the driver's been driving around in circles for the last 3 hours? What do you mean we're still 23 miles away? I just knew it was going to say, okay, we're 1 mile away, we're 2 miles away, 23 miles away still after all this time? You guys haven't made a dent in any, you haven't made any progress whatsoever. Baby, what kind of logistics exactly? It makes no sense. They could have gone by helicopter, I agree. Just driving in circles. Yeah, all that traffic too. Child. Was the driver paying attention to the GPS or their conversation? I agree. The directions were there. Drive to the tree and around, then turn right straight. Just wasting gas, honey. This was a mess. 23 miles, probably another hour too. You know it was. 23 miles away from waiting in the water trying to catch some stank fish. Oh, might as well drive back to Baltimore. Baby, I said, I'm sorry. Angel, you guys were on your way to Nebraska or Wyoming at this rate. So now everybody pulls up. Giselle, Monique, Ashley, Wendy, Stacey, and Jazzy. They're all at the gas station. Everybody's starving. They have to use the restroom. They're all just ready to get out that car. Ashley says, we've been in the car for 3 hours. They make a joke saying, we got to feed Stacey. Giselle says, we got to feed them hips that she don't have. So now, we flipped to Angel, Tia, and Kiana. They are still in the opposite direction of fly fishing. Angel at this point has fallen apart. She's sobbing. And Tia is still trying to encourage Angel. Angel says, this is my trip. Feel free to throw me under the bus. It's all my fault. I have to revisit where I've gone wrong. Angel, I'm going to tell you straight like this. I'm saying this out of love. Please take no offense, Angel. Here's where you went wrong. The first half of this trip, I defended you. You know, it was out of your control, wasn't your fault. But this was 100% your fault. You don't plan any big excursion on the day that you leave. You should have stayed at the Four Seasons, done the brunch with Giselle and the group, had a good time, and then gone back home. When you first also, you not calling them when you guys were lost in the mountains, that was also a red flag. You should have told them at the 2.5 hour mark, hey, ladies, I'm lost. It's going to be a long time. Let's call it a day. Go back to the airport. I'll see you guys back in Maryland. I'm sorry. Feel free to beat up on me when I get back to Maryland. Again, go to the airport. Let's call it a day. The fact that it was already at the 2 hour mark and you're still talking about trying to go fly fishing. This last day was a fool, mama. This last day was a fool. You were better off doing Giselle's plan. And I never thought I would say that, but Giselle's plan was the best plan. The last day, let's have a cute brunch at the Four Seasons, pack our bags, and go home. Giselle won. Giselle cleared. Her last day itinerary was a lot better than this. That's where you went wrong. You went wrong not having the bags already packed and brought to the hotel, having to go back to your home, to go back to the hotel, to go back. That was already a fool. Having excursions 2 hours away from the airport and the hotel, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. The next time you host a trip, never do this again. Yeah, she didn't want to let the dream go, honey. She didn't. Yes, honey. Made me agree with Giselle, child. A cute brunch would have been just fine. Exactly. Angel was trying too hard to impress with wealth. She forgot to think about the details. Wrong road. I agree. Hell is frozen over if we agree with Giselle. Baby, when Giselle's right, she's right. I can always give the girls their things. Giselle had the perfect itinerary, and Angel forcing this fly fishing excursion was the worst idea possible. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, this is so true. Angel could have spent that 10 grand on getting spa packages for the ladies to make up for the accommodations. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait. That's perfect. You listen. That would have been the perfect idea. I agree with you 110%. For sure. She would have curried so much good favor doing that. They would have all been like, you know what, Angel, we forgive you. They could have all done Swedish massages, manicures, pedicures, facials, the works. She should have done that. You're right. No, you're right. That would have been perfect. Brunch and spa treatments all on her. That would have been phenomenal. She would have won them all back with that. Angel, you effed up. This was absolutely. Oh, 8 down. That's exactly what she should have done. A mess, honey. Yes, you said a massage and facial would have won me over. Exactly. Oh, 8 down. Baby, it could have been good promotion for her business, but it did turn out horribly. She wanted to showcase her business, but you know what? Sometimes you got to let the dream die, honey. You got to let the dream die. Ooh. Yes, she wanted to promote her business at all costs, and it cost her. You know, let this be a lesson in life. Stop forcing things. This is a perfect example of when you force things, this always happens. Stop forcing things to happen. If it's not flowing organically, let it go. Release it, okay? Surrender to your plan. It is okay to say, you know what? I wanted this to happen, but I'm going to go with the flow and do this. Angel was too desperate and she clung to, I want to promote my business. And now look what happened, Angel. This is a level of desperation too. When you cling to something, it's desperation. Desperation never pays in any area of your life, y'all. If you find yourself clinging on to something so hard, release it. Release it. When you hold on too tightly, mess happens. Angel, you hung on to this too tightly, and now look what happened. It was a big bust. And now they're all pissed at you, and now you're getting fake bad reviews from crazy fans. Yes, honey, desperation repels. It does. It does. It does. Child, yes, stop trying to make fetch happen. Yes. A mess. A mess. So they're all at the gas station. They're getting their chips. There's a food truck at the gas station. They have pizza, hot dogs, fries, mozzarella sticks, all that. So they have tacos. So now they're ordering their food. Wendy says, how do we go from a private jet to a gas station? And I said, well, Wendy, how do we go from 4 degrees to alleged insurance fraud? The world will never know, I guess, right? You know, the same way you got questions, we got questions too. Because how on earth did somebody with all this education, how do you think that between 8 degrees between you and your husband that this would work? A mess. So Wendy says, I'm dripped in my Chanel and I feel like a tumbleweed is going to cross my foot. It's going to roll across my foot. So now they sit down at the table. Ashley FaceTimes Angel to see where they are. She's like, hey, Angel, we're at the gas station getting some food. Baby, when Angel gave that sob story, I had to watch the TV like this. I had to watch with one eye open. I said, Angel, just tell the girls to go home, go back to the airport. Angel was still trying to cling to this excursion. They've only got an hour 55 left. I said, Angel, baby, it's over. I said, Angel, it's over, baby. It's the day is a wash. Honey, when I tell you, I was so embarrassed for my girl. Honey, I was so embarrassed for my girl. So they're like, where are you? So she's like, well, you know, my team dropped the pin. I followed the directions. I'm still an hour and a half away. Angel, the moment has passed. It's a wash. Call it a day, babe. Take the L. Release it. Release the hope and the dream of this excursion happening. What do you mean you're lost an hour and a half away and they have only an hour to get to the airport now and you're still talking about, well, I can meet you there. Is everything okay, Angel? And Angel, again, I have to get on you because if this were anybody else, I'd be whacking them just as hard, probably even harder. Angel, you messed up. There should have been no more talk about this excursion. And I was embarrassed for you to even say that you were lost and an hour and a half away. I said, girl, the way they were all laughing at you at that table, I said, this is a sin and a shame, Angel. I said, girl, this is horrible. So Ashley's like, wait, you don't know where you're going, Angel? So Wendy's like, don't you have a Wonderland company? So Giselle's like, haven't you done this before? Like, how are you lost? So Angel says, well, this is an exclusive location. Now, Giselle has no iconic reads, but Giselle, you chew just a little bit with this. When Giselle said, I guess it's so exclusive that you don't even know where it is. I said, my gosh. I said, no. I said, Giselle, you don't really know how to read, but you ate with that. Baby, you have exclusive, and then you have just flat out hidden. Like, you don't even know what this is at all, girl. A mess, honey. Yeah, Giselle ate that one little thing, honey. I'll give Giselle her 5s, honey. Yes. You said low hanging fruit. I'll give her 4s, honey. Yes, baby. No, first of all, production is so petty for that. Production showing Angel clutching the wheel like that with both hands. I said, my God, honey, she was white knuckling that wheel. Oh my gosh. You said, I'll give her a 2, honey. You said very much exclusive. Give her 3s. Jesus, it's a mirage at this point. Giselle gets her 2s for me. The last 10 minutes of this episode was straight clownery. Baby, the way she was not white knuckling that wheel, I said, my God. I said, honestly, I said, Angel, I said, girl, I said, this is a true example of Jesus, take the wheel, honey. Jesus, take the wheel, please. So now, Angel's like, beat me up. I beat myself up a lot about this. I thought you guys would have already been there. Giselle says, I don't know why I lose the reins of this trip. When I did, it's a disaster again. So Kiana's like, it's a $10,000 dinner experience. Kiana, I don't care if that is a $20,000 spread, $5,000 spread, $30,000 spread. The point of the matter is we have a flight to catch in an hour and a half. We're still an hour and a half away. I don't give a damn about a $10,000 spread at this point. We're not going to make it. And this makes no sense. I've been in the car now for 4 hours, going 100 miles this way, that way, up, down, left, right, damn near in Wyoming, almost in Nebraska, might be in Iowa or Kansas, and we're still not here. You think I care about a $10,000 dinner that I'm not going to be able to eat? What are we talking about? A mess. So now Ashley's like, if y'all had stayed at the Four Seasons with us, we'd all be together and at the right place. Ashley Darby, come over here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Don't ever say that I have never given you your propers. You ate with that. I was in full agreement. I said, it's a sad day. It's a sad day when I'm in agreement with Ashley and Giselle. Ashley told no lies. Angel, had y'all been at the Four Seasons, y'all wouldn't be in this boat. I got to give Ashley her due. I got to give Ashley her due. She's right. We wouldn't be in this pickle had you just gone to the hotel in the first freaking place. Baby, I said, what a day, honey. What a day. Ashley and Giselle told the girls are correct. Angel, had you been at the Four Seasons like you should have been, we wouldn't be in this predicament right now. Everybody and their mama is lost. You're on your way to Wyoming. We're here at a gas station, 2 hours away from the airport, still not there. Like, a mess. A hot mess. A hot ass mess. Giselle says, girl, we're at the side of the road, which we don't do. And I'm eating at a food truck, which I don't do. I said, Giselle, don't act so sedity now, girl. You usually have no food at your event. So a food truck is a step up. And don't hate on the food truck, girl. Because the way y'all were chomping down and chowing down, that food truck looked pretty good. Okay. So I said, girl, don't try to shade the food trucks because y'all were wolfing that food down. There wasn't a morsel left on your plates. So please. Yeah, exactly. And the Potomac girls are Potomac. Shout out to Ronnie the Voice. Okay, so why she's acting like they've never been in a food truck before is beyond me. Wendy came through with a half-eaten box of Popeye's chicken and a half of a biscuit, and you want me to believe you never had a food from a food truck? Stop. Y'all better stop it. Y'all better stop it. Okay, baby, they chowed down on that pizza. There wasn't a piece left. They had that close-up of Giselle eating that piece. She was like, mouth all the way open, child. She was scarfing that food down, honey. Like when Patrick on SpongeBob he was vacuuming that food up, just sucking that food up. So please, okay. I said that they need to stop. They need to stop. Yeah, they please, like it's enough acting brand new. So enough. And Ashley drinking Coronas all day. And what's the other, that malt beer or something like a Colt 45 or whatever, Mad Dog. So please, this is no highfalutin cast to be like, oh, I don't eat from food trucks. Also, Kyle Richards had a food truck at her white party years ago. So please, what are you saying? Yes, eating like Michael Rappaport on The Traders when he wolfed that soup down like a nut. So enough. Oh my gosh. So please. Ashley was drinking Four Locos. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You guys have me screaming, okay? Okay. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay. Listen, she asked for a Pacifico. We know what type of girl Ashley is. My friends drink that beer. Ashley had buzz balls down in cut waters. Okay, please. Oh wait. One of y'all had it. Oh, nasty read. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it out loud, honey. Oh, one of y'all had a nasty read, shot. You said, listen. I just flatlined. Not too much on cut waters. No. Not the under the bridge special. Y'all better stop it. Oh my gosh. All right. Yes, honey, she's drinking a White Claw. So enough. Not Boone's Farm. Oh my gosh, not the Ripple. Y'all better stop it today. Not poor. Wait, who said poor 99? You said poor 99. Wait, call 45 with a Billy D. Oh my gosh. Oh, she loves a Bridgewater martini. Y'all better get out of here, please. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh gosh. It's a bit weird and hypocritical for Monique to say it's Jazzy's business who she's friends with, especially when that person is Charisse. Wasn't that the issue she had with Candace early season 5? Oh, clock it, honey. Brown bagged and gagged, honey. Okay, use of some E&J brandy. Lower pour special with a side of tap water. Y'all better stop for the trolls say that our inside jokes are elitist in classes, and I need to stop. To the troll who said that in my last recap, we're never going to stop the jokes over here. So you don't run the show over here. Okay. And also, if you're new to the inside jokes, I suggest that you watch the older lives, and you'll know all the lore. Okay, we have too many inside jokes. We have inside jokes every live. All right, so it is what it is. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Yes. Somebody, and you know, they're such cowards. They didn't say it in the live chat. They waited a few days and wrote it in my comment section. And along some long, three or four paragraphs about, oh, you need to watch yourself, and you and your community, your jokes are not funny, and like they said that your jokes are elitist in classes, and you should know better. And it's not right. I said I'm not reading all that, and I blocked. Just, babe, it's so sad how folks just can't enjoy a joke and laugh and have some fun. It's just so sad. It's like, it's just, you have some miserable people who just want to be mad at whatever I say and whatever I do. It's very sad. It's very sad. Yes, honey, play the violins for him. Hit him with the violins, baby. Exactly. Big mad, honey. Big mad. You said elitist in classes don't threaten us with a good time. Wait, you said what happened? This live's making my night. Oh, I'm happy. Okay, good. I'm happy. I'm in Colorado cracking up. Child, yes, honey. Misery wants company. They do. Can we wait? Hold on, because all my male counterparts are a lot wilder than I am. My male counterparts, they say the way they talk about the women on these shows, the jokes that they make. They'll call somebody. The way they go on, talk about people's appearance, shapes, sizes, talk about their kids, calling people let me just be quiet, babe. Not a word. And the same people commenting and laughing and kikiing in their lives. But let me make a little joke that's actually funny, and it's an inclusive. It's an inside joke with y'all. Now it's the worst. It's crazy. People sitting up there talking down to their subscribe. Oh, let me leave that alone, child. People. Let me just be quiet. Let me just be quiet. Yeah, honey. I baby, no. The only one checking me is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's the only one who's gonna check me. Okay, so please. So, but we gonna still tell these jokes. It's not stopping over here, y'all. So, just shake your wrist in the camera, honey. Bling, bling, bling. Thank you. That you better say that, child. Oh no. I am screaming. Oh my gosh, honey. You're right, y'all. You're right, child. Yes, men get away with a lot worse. Honey, a lot worse. You have folks saying stuff that I'm like, wait, if I ever said that, folks would have my head. If I ever said a fraction of what other people said, it's wild to me. You have folks talking about people's finances, and I mean going in on their finances. I mean really saying some stuff like, whoa, like if I ever said that, it would be, oh my gosh, she said that. You're such a horrible person. How dare you? But I see them laughing with the men who make those, and people go, let me be quiet, child. You're right. You're right. And they hating on my moderators now. Jameer got a troll coming for him on Saturday's live. So now my moderators got haters. So we big time over here, baby. My moderators got haters now. So that's how you know we really made it. So okay. So yeah, honey. Y'all are so sweet. Yes, honey. Jameer got haters now. They came to Jameer, and Jameer said, no, baby. And Jameer got a slick mouth. Baby, Jameer packed him up. He said, baby, go. Don't worry about me. Go find your father. Don't worry about me. Jameer gave an old nasty read. Jameer, let him know. Jameer, you gave an old nasty read, Jameer. Jameer gave an old nasty read. Yes, the people clutching their pearls, acting like Cynthia when Velvet died. Very much so. Yes, honey. Yeah, Jameer packed him up. He said, no, baby. He said, go find your father. Don't sit up here and play with me. He said, girl, don't do it. A mess. Let him know, Jameer. So, honey. So honk the horn and Jameer, okay? Great recap. Brooke, I always come over for the fair, colorful, and truthful commentary. Thank you. Thank you for calling it what it is. It truly was piss poor planning, Angel. I would love for her to just own it. Same here. I need Angel to own it. This was horrendous. So, but yeah, y'all, let me let's move. Y'all, let me just get on with this, okay? You saw, are we doing live callers? Well, let's see how the end of this recap shakes out. If everybody's on their best behavior, maybe, okay? But we still got a ways to go. We still got about a good 30 minutes left. And we're past the 2 hour mark. It'll probably be a 3.5 hour live if I had to guess. And we know that folks get stupid. So we'll see how it shakes out. If everybody's good, no trolls, we can do some live calls. Okay? So yeah, if y'all can act right. So I'm gonna leave it up to God. I'm gonna leave it up to God. Y'all better take your vitamins. Yup. Okay. They better. Don't make me get this belt out. Don't make me get this belt out. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jib. Hey, Jib. Is it Jaboom? I don't want to get your name wrong. Please, if I butchered it, please let me know. I apologize. Thank you for the super chat. I kind of feel like the cast body shame Stacey. They do. They always teasing her about not having a butt and those like the narrow hips. They definitely do. And I think it's funny that they do that. I think it's funny how the line's always moving, because I remember when Candace got on Ashley about her forehead, and they were like, why would you say that? That's body shaming. That's body shaming. And they made her apologize. So it's okay for you guys to do it, but when Candace does it, it's a problem. They do body shame her with not having a butt. And it's never mind. I'm not even gonna because I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I feel like a few of them have similar builds to Stacey as well. They're just shorter. So I don't even know why they're even getting on her about not having a, but oh, okay. Wait, because I was going to say that, but I said, let me just leave it alone. We see each other. Because that was my first thought. Like, wait, what? Wait, because I remember when production panned to your before you got, and Robin said, girl, we know you got that done because you didn't have no butt. But yet you're talking about, yeah, we see each other. We see each other. It's nice to know that I'm not crazy. So I'm just surprised that you would say anything when Stacey's tall. But now hold on. Potomac is a tall cast. I would say that Potomac is definitely Potomac's one of the tallest casts. Like Giselle's tall. Because remember, I met Giselle twice. The first year when season 7 was on, when BravoCon was in New York at the Javits Center, I met her and Robin. Now, I will say, they were nice. Giselle was looking at me like, girl, I know who you are, but she kept it cute. She was very sweet. I have the picture to prove it to y'all. Now, the next year I saw her in Vegas, they both cut the line short. They didn't want to see me, okay? Because that was the season after Wendy got assaulted, and I was on them. But no, Wendy, Giselle, and Robin and Mia are all very tall women. They are they're all 5'9" and above. Like Giselle's 5'9", Robin I think is like 5'9", 5'10". Wendy's 5'10", with heels on. She's like 6 feet, 6'1". Mia is really tall. Mia's like 6 feet, and then with heels she's like 6'4". Yeah, but they're all But Stacey's tall. Stacey's also like 5'9", 5'10" as well. Yeah, that's a very tall cast. That's a very tall cast. No, Ashley's short. Ashley is short. No, Ashley's short. Ashley is shorter than me. Ashley's like 5'1", 5'2" at the most. Candace is Candace has a good heel on, and Candace is still tiny. Candace is like 5 feet, 5'1". But yeah, but the majority of the Potomac cast that's a very tall cast. Yep. And then Atlanta, I would say, is another tall cast. You know, you had Nene, Kenya's very tall, Portia's tall, Marlo, Shamia's tall. Yeah, but like it's like, yeah, I would say that actually like a good amount of the housewives are tall. Like there's a lot of tall housewives. So yeah, Atlanta isn't tall this season. Yeah, Candace is tiny. Yeah, Cynthia, thank you. No, Ashley is not anybody's 5'6", honey. No, 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 no. No, no, she's not. Ashley is 5 feet even, 5'1". No, Ashley, no, she's not. Yeah, Shamia's tall. Shamia's like 5'7". You said, I guess she's always in shorts. I still remember the talls versus smalls on Atlanta. No, Giselle is taller than 5'7". And 5'7" is considered tall for a woman. But no, Giselle, when I met her, let me see if I can pull up the picture. Hold on. Would you guys mind if I just like segue for a minute or no? I mean, it's not that deep, but like Karen, I want to say is my height. Karen's like 5'5", 5'6". But no, Giselle is a good 5'9", 5'8", 5'9". Gertie's tall too. Gertie, Kiki, Alexia's tall. Alexia's like, yeah, they got some tall women on Housewives. So you said I'm 5'7.5". I thought it was regular height. No, I think regular height for a woman is 5'4", 5'5". And then anything above. Siri said Giselle is 6'1". She didn't give me 6'1". It wasn't 6'1". No, she was. Hold on. Okay, so this is the picture with. This was in, I don't know, can you see it? You see Giselle and Robin and me at BravoCon 2022. So yeah, they're very tall women. Siri is a liar too, child. Oh, hi, Lavelle Divine. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Brooke. Your life is keeping a smile on my face. My aunt that was in hospice just passed today. We would talk Housewives all the time. And now, oh my gosh, Lavelle. Oh, Lavelle, my deepest condolences to you and your family. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. My deepest condolences. I'm sending you a lot of love. I really hope that you can find some joy today, some peace. Again, my heart really goes out to you. I'm very sorry to hear that. My deepest condolences to you. My deepest condolences to you and your family right now. I hope the live can make you laugh. Okay, I really hope that we can pick your spirits up. Very sorry for your loss, Lavelle. I'm very sorry. And I hope you feel the love, Lavelle, because everybody's sending you condolences in the chat. So please keep your head up and, take all the time you need to grieve, okay? But we love you. We're sending you a lot of love. My deepest condolences to you. And the whole chat is sending you condolences, okay? TikTok claimed Ashley's as 5'8", Stacey as 6 feet, Monique 5'5", Wendy's 5'6", Giselle 5'9". Oh, they got Ashley and Wendy all the way wrong. Wendy's tall. Wendy, that's a tall woman. Wendy is tall. And Ashley is tiny. Yeah, Bose is over 6 feet. She's like 6'1", I believe. But y'all, no, Mia is not 5. Mia is 6 feet tall, honey. Mia is tall. So, but yeah, y'all, let's get on with the program, okay? Let's see if I'm going to take these callers. Let's make these plates for these men. So now, Angel says, well, the experience is still there for you. Giselle was like, do you know what time it is, girl? What are you talking about? Angel, you sounded absolutely delusional. There is no way in hell that we're still talking about this. Angel says that they're still 2 hours away from the excursion. Now, Angel, they are all 23 miles away. You're telling me that 23 miles is another 2 hours? 23 miles should be like 45 minutes max. Max, maybe an hour if there's traffic. 23 miles, it's going to take 2 hours. I just said, Angel, it's a chop, babe. It's a chop. Let it go. Child. Yes, they don't want to do the experience. Let it go. Exactly. So now Angel says, no, I think it was Stacey. Stacey's like, this was poorly planned, and she's right. So they're all like, so Ashley's like, girl, we're sorry. We're going to end it right here at the gas station. You be blessed. We're going to eat and then go to the airport. Like, we're done. Monique says, my flight's in 3 hours. I definitely won't be making it. Giselle's like, wait, hold on. What? The only thing I want is for Tia to get to the airport because I care about Tia. So Kiarna's like, wait, what? You care about Tia? Like, what does that mean? We're still in the car too. So Giselle says, well, I said that, Kiarna, because you're on Angel's side. Again, you're on the wrong side of history. Again, I said, oh, that was nasty. I said, Kiarna, you didn't even catch how nasty that was. She was referencing you being on Candace's side and then getting beat up, getting stitches on your forehead. That was nasty. Kiarna, I need you to get a backbone and some self-esteem. There is no way that Giselle could say that to me and we still be friends. That was nasty. That was nasty. I said, oh, Giselle. I said, Giselle, just when I was on your side, you got to ruin it. There was no reason for that. That was nasty work, honey. I said, oh. I was like, oh, baby, that was super nasty. No, Kay didn't catch it. It went right over her head. When Giselle said that, I said, my God. Oh, you said you didn't catch that either. So busy trying to lick Giselle's boots. Exactly. A mess. Kay did not catch that at all, honey. You said that flew over my head. I knew it was shade, though. Baby, that was nasty. To say you're on the wrong side of history again. First with Candace, then with Angel. I said, oh, Giselle. And that's supposed to be your friend? Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend? That will be the last time we ever spoke again. There was no reason for that, Giselle. I know you're mad, but there was no reason for that. So now, Kiarna says, look, at the end of the day, Angel's my friend. I'm gonna stick beside her. So Ashley's like, all right, y'all, we'll see you at the airport. Be blessed. So now she hangs up the phone. Monique says, this is terrible. So now, one of the most heartbreaking scenes of the episode for me, we cut to the excursion site, right? And we see Angel's chief of staff and the chef. The table is set up beautifully. The food is all prepared. That spread looked phenomenal. When Angel called up the chief of staff and told her that they weren't coming, I don't know why I got so emotional, but I did. Like, I don't know. It's just so, I get emotional about the weirdest stuff, but like, I just got emotional about it. Like, I know they got paid for it. It's not like they didn't get paid, but it was like the fact that they were so excited for the women to see and enjoy the food. Like, I don't know. He was really hurt. He was really hurt. Yeah, they still got paid. Yes, all that hard work for nothing. The spread was spreading. Yes, you could see the disappointment. They put in that hard work, honey. I was really upset. Like, I just felt like he was so excited and like he was, oh, I can't wait for them to come. And like, I don't know. I got very, I don't know. Maybe it's that time of the month, maybe that's adding to the extra sensitivity, but like, I was really emotional. Like, I don't know. It was, I got, my eyes got watery. It was, yeah, a chef's food is their pride at the end of the day. Yes. It was very sad. The chief of staff didn't get to showcase his talent to a broad audience. That could have catapulted his career. Oh, and now you're gonna make me cry for real. Like, I didn't think about, oh my gosh, y'all stop. I'm about to start crying. I feel, and I was like even more mad at Angel. Like, Angel, you see what you've done? Yes, being on television was an extra layer of pride for him to be proud. Yes. They're working their butts off to take in so much effort and to set it up. It was very sad. That person brought up a good point. If production was there, why didn't they direct them to the excursion or have production drive them? That is a good point. I didn't think about that. Because, yeah, production was there. I didn't think about that. Hopefully production ate well. Yeah, I agree. Angel failed them. A call should have been sent hours ago. I agree. Hopefully people still see it and try the food. I agree. Yes, they were working so hard. The decorating, that was really upset. That was really upsetting. Maybe he can be invited on Watch What Happens Live. Oh yeah, hopefully. Yes, I hope so too. I hope so too. If I was the staff, I would have ate the food. Same here. Production is messy. They are messy. The food had my mouth watering. Yeah, same here. Same here. In my funky Dineva voice, Angel, you done effed up the thing. No, for real. So now, we flip right back to everybody chomping down at the gas station, right? Wait, hold on. They're chomping down. And Giselle even says, not gonna lie, this gas station food is good. And I said, girl, we see you're chomping down the food. You're barely even taking a breath between bites. It was so they're all like, yeah, the food really is good. So Monique says, eating pizza on the side of the road was not on my list. Stacey says, I don't understand how you get lost and you plan the location. I agree with that. So Monique says, how do we go from private jet to gas station? And I said, well, the same way you went from 4 homes to no alimony or child support, but here we are, right? The same way you say you never be back on the show, you don't need the little check, and now you're back for the little check. So stranger things have happened, right? So as they're chomping down, I couldn't help myself. You said these reads. I'm on fire today, okay? Oh my goodness. I'm on fire today, okay? All right. So now, Giselle's asking how Stacey, Wendy, and excuse me, the daggers you're throwing have me in stitches. I mean, I guess I'm just confused as to their confusion about things when I'm like, we're confused about how, a lot of their situations, I'm just throwing the question back to them. That's all I'm doing. So you said Brooke is shooting everything and everybody. Well, no, listen, I told y'all at the top of this recap, I said, everybody's getting it. Did I not? Did I lie? Did I lie? I said, I'm whacking everybody. Yeah, Monique trying to take my voice after that. No, yeah, she was upset. She was upset. So Giselle's like, how was your car ride coming here? Wendy says, we had an interesting car ride. We needed some food. Stacey says, yeah, sometimes when you're hangry, things happen. Wendy says, yes, it was a bit rough. So Giselle is chomping at the bit. We know Giselle loves mess, chaos, and confusion, okay? So she's like, wait, what? Like, what happened? So Jazzy says, well, Stacey had a situation. She brings up the whole Charisse number exchange. Then she brings up when Wendy chimed in and called out Stacey about the wedding situation. So Jazzy says, if I'm being honest, Stacey did start distancing herself. She wasn't really talking to me until she felt the heat of this group and needed support. So Giselle's like, woo, like, okay. So Jazzy says, I've taken your behavior on the chin since I've known you, Stacey. I've made excuses as to why I'm still loyal to you. I see the good in you, but I also see a lot of your BS. Now, Jazzy, respectfully, you guys are all on BS. And on top of that, Jazzy, let's be for real. You are doing whatever you can to latch on to whoever is full-time. Let's just call a thing a thing. You want to attach yourself to who you think will keep you on the show as either a friend of or hopefully have you on as full-time. Like, we don't have to play these games. You're trying to secure your spot on this show one way or another. Okay? So Stacey says that's coming from somebody who will be friends with anybody in this group to maintain any type of spot in this group. Stacey pretty much said what I just said. Jazzy just wants to stay on the show, and she's right. I'm not going to hold you. If Jazzy doesn't come back, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I feel like Jazzy tried way too hard this season, and a lot of her antics fell flat to me. So now Stacey says, a friend to everybody is a friend to no one. Giselle's talking under her breath saying, well, that's all you do. I said, Giselle, please be quiet. So now Wendy says, Stacey, you started the whole thing with the whole Charisse thing. I'm calling you out on it. You kept attacking her. Wendy, do you know what attacking is? Now, Wendy, let's watch those A words. We all remember how Giselle and Ashley and Robin used to gaslight the hell out of you and say that you were aggressive and antagonistic and attacking when you were doing no such thing. You know good and damn well that Stacey was not attacking anybody. Let's not be overdramatic. Let's not put extra sauce on the story. Stacey doesn't even yell like that. She's always very even in her tone. So for you to say, well, you were attacking her, that's not true, Wendy. And again, Wendy, I'm really trying with you, but you just make it so hard. You've been making it so hard this season. What are we talking about? You know how they used to weaponize aggressive and saying that you were attacking when that's not true. Why are you now pulling the same stunts that they played on you? Why are you now doing this to Stacey? It's ridiculous. Yes, Wendy was the one attacking. She was the one raising her voice. And she wants to say that she was attacking her. So now Stacey's confused and she says, how was I attacking Jazzy? Now, Wendy, you made a fool of yourself in the car and you did it again right here at this gas station. I don't know who you thought you were talking to. Wendy talking about, dude, stop effing playing with me. I'm not Jazzy. I'll call you out. Wendy, why all this bass in your voice for Stacey? Babe, respectfully, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to hold your hand either. Wendy, it is clear that you were performing for Giselle and Ashley at this table. There was no reason for all of that rah, rah, rah. There was no reason for that. It didn't even fit in this kind of context to say, play with somebody else. Don't play with me. Who are you talking to? None of this warranted that at all. Again, where was this energy when Mia went upside your head and then splashed water in your face? Where, like, I'm not under, like, Wendy, what's going on? And you make yourself look foolish when you do these things. And I know your folks get upset when people call out how performative you are, but it's the God's honest truth. There's no reason for this. It was phony. It's not authentic. It's disingenuous. It's just weird. Why are you putting on a show for Giselle? It looks desperate. It's not landing. It just looks weird. Child. I mean, overdoing it is an understatement. And I mean, you're being nice. That's an understatement. Wendy was doing too much. Wendy was not Stacey's friend at all in that situation. I agree. So now, and I didn't like that. Wendy kept saying the F word. Wendy, why are you doing all this? Now listen, I'll drop, off of YouTube in real life. Sometimes, I like, a good curse word every now and again, but there's a time and a place, and it has to make sense. It has to fit. To go around just cursing like that, it doesn't make any sense. You just kept saying, you mother effing, mother effer, mother. It's like, girl, what are you doing? It did not warrant all this. You looked foolish. This was clownish behavior. So Stacey says, I don't know what you're talking about, Wendy. Since you're so smart, why don't you clarify? I said, oh, Stacey ate with that. Stacey ate with that. And baby, we all need some clarity as to, you guys are so smart. Why would you pull this stunt allegedly? Because I'm still confused. I'm baffled. I'm flabbergasted. I'm bewildered that two smart folks with 4 degrees each would pull a stunt like this. Allegedly. And the lawyer sent an email incriminating y'all both, but I'm going to leave that alone. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. You really can't make this up. You can't make this up. One of your comments has me screaming. Wendy says, I already clarified it with you, but you don't want to get it. I said, Wendy, you're not making any sense. So now you have Giselle on the side, digging a hole, Stacey, digging a hole, just digging a hole. I said, Stacey, you have to feel foolish right now. Baby, let me just whack you quickly. Because Stacey, you did all that kissing ass in the last episode for Giselle to turn on you yet again and make fun of you and tag team with Wendy. I said, don't you feel foolish? So all that ass kissing for what? Giselle's over here laughing and playing in your face, mocking you, sitting right next to you. So was it worth it? Was it worth it? She still don't like you. So all of your ass kissing was in vain. Very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. So now Wendy says, don't play this game with me. I'm going to call you out on your mother effing BS. I'm going to call you out. Play with somebody else. Don't play with me. Wendy says, I don't say mother effing unless I'm really upset. It was so, that performance was so phony. I said, baby, and the Razzie award goes to Wendy Osefo. It wasn't believable in the least bit. And then trying to blame the gas station margarita. No, girl, you just wanted to have a moment and it fell flat. And baby, the way I would have warned you every which way at that table, I would have worn you out. Who are you talking about mother effer and mother effing? You better take those F words out when you're talking to me. Who are you talking to? Not only do you look a fool, I would have read you for filth at that table. Filth. Who are you talking to? Where was this energy when you got assaulted? Oh, no, superstar, you have me in tears. Very much that. Very much that. Wendy said, and scene. Yes, I saw that on the after show. She said she blamed it on her period. That is such a bogus excuse. That's a bogus excuse, and she knows it. She's filmed scenes on her period before many times. She's been on the show for almost 6. She's been on 6 years now. She's been on her period many a times filming a scene, and she's never acted like that. That's a bogus excuse. And that's a way to not apologize for her bad behavior, because this was so unwarranted and so uncalled for. It was nasty. It was very, yeah. Stacey did forgive her, and Stacey kept saying, "Well, you know, that's what friends are for, to tell you the truth." No, there's a way to do everything, and you don't talk to your friend poorly like that. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. So now Jazzy said, Stacey, people just want to be people want you to be a real person. So Stacey's over it. She gets up and walks away. She goes to get her luggage out the car, and she wants to get an Uber to the airport and pay them dust. So now Wendy's at the table saying, I done held you down the whole time. Get the F out of here. Let me just be quiet, child. I was so irritated. I said, when she watches this back, I know she's gonna feel foolish. Like, this was very embarrassing. Like, the secondhand embarrassment jumped out watching Wendy clown like this. There was no reason for this. First of all, you inserted yourself into their argument, made it about yourself, and now you're screaming and hollering for what? For what? Let's go make these plays for these men. Yeah, honey. Let me move on, child. Let me move on. So now Stacey's by herself on her phone. She's annoyed. So now Wendy says, I still love Stacey, but with friendship comes realness and authenticity. Realness and authenticity. Okay. There's so much to be said, but I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Let me just leave that alone. But you already know what I'm thinking. She says, Stacey and I have grown close and become friends. To see her, no, Stacey says, Wendy and I have grown close and have become friends. To see her challenging me in this way is a dagger to my heart. It's just too much. And Stacey's feelings are valid, because I'd be hurt too if I have my friends screaming at me and cursing me out in front of our ops. And now you have my ops tag teaming and jumping me too. Of course, I see why Stacey's hurt. Like, anybody would be hurt. So Ashley and Wendy walk over to Stacey, and I'm just like, why is Ashley walking over to Stacey? She can't stand Stacey. Why? Like, Ashley always does that. She loves to pick at people, instigate, and then walk over and console you. Like, it's so weird to me. It's like, this is true weirdo behavior. Like, you're sick in the head. So now Stacey says, I have actively tried to have relationships with everybody in this group. So Wendy's like, Stacey, can I tell you something? Stacey says, Wendy, you just yelled at me and read me for filth just a few minutes ago. You're not my friend. So Wendy says, when everybody in this group hated you, I had your back. I said, really, girl? When they played the flashbacks, again, it was giving double agent. 1 minute you're her friend, the next minute you're talking about her, keying about her. And I mean, Wendy, let's not forget, at last year's reunion, you did embarrass Stacey by bringing up TJ saying that she paid him. Because what friend would try to put their friend on the spot like that? So don't act like you've always had her back now. You've left her out to dry a few times. And then with this display in the car and at this gas station, you really showed out. So don't act like I've always been there for you. I rode for you. No, you haven't, girl. You've been wishy-washy, flip-floppy, fair weather. So don't say that. Okay? Yes, she threw Stacey under the bus last year's reunion. Exactly. Oh, no. Jay Velmont, I'm not even going to put your comment up, because they are going to get on me. Oh, honey, the trolls are going to get on me if I put your comment up. You have me screaming right now. Go look at Jay's comment. I'm screaming right now. Oh my gosh. So now, yes, if that's having your back, I don't want it. Same here. So now Stacey says, did you? So now Wendy walks away. She's like, oh, did I? Remember what you said, Stacey. I said, Wendy, you're screaming at Stacey and you're dead ass wrong right now. Did you just forget that you literally just told her off and cursed at her? She has every right to be upset with you. For you to now flip it on her, I don't know, for all y'all who are watching Beverly Hills this season, I did the recap for the last episode. If you're watching Beverly Hills, two episodes ago, Sutton snapped on her best friend Jennifer Tilly, the actress Jennifer Tilly, that one, right? And in the latest episode, Sutton does not apologize to Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly ends up apologizing to Sutton. So this felt very much the same thing, like with Wendy snapping at Stacey, and Stacey's the one to apologize. I was so pissed off by that. I was pissed. So now Monique walks away. We have Jazzy crying. I don't know, Jazzy, I'm sorry. I wasn't buying these tears. What are you crying about? Girl, she came to your wedding eventually, and let's call a thing a thing. You just wanted somebody to be at that wedding so it would be filmed. Don't sit up here and act like you're so distraught about, like, just stop, Jazzy. I wasn't here for this performance either, girl. What were you crying about? I was so confused. So Jazzy's like, I tried to, since I've known Stacey, it's like you try to see the good in people. So Monique says, well, sometimes when you try to see the good in people, sometimes there ain't no good. I said, Monique Samuels, for you of all people to say sometimes there ain't no good in people. I said, Monique, there's a joke right there waiting for me. There's a joke right there waiting for me, and I'm going to spare you today. The audacity for you to say sometimes folks ain't no damn good. Yes, that moment did not warrant all this. Exactly. Baby, Monique, look right in that mirror, baby. Monique, look right in that mirror, please. Please. A mess. Wait, okay, get out of my head. Get out of my head. This is how I know we are all on one accord, honey. Why was I going to bring up her pastor? Why was I going to bring up her pastor who called her out the episode after she assaulted Candace? I said, babe, we see each other. We see each other. Okay? You said, Brooke, this is your channel. Get her, please. Whole bunch of foot to mouth this episode. It's so true. Monique saying this while filming her redemption season is a mess. It is. She's still in apologize to Candace. Exactly. The nerve of her. The nerve of her. Okay. Let's move on, child. Let's just move on. So Jazzy says, it's like finding out your best friend didn't like you the whole time. Jazzy, you are so full of it. I mean, I'm sorry. Whoever said in the chat, this Tyler Perry ass scene is correct, because this is what it gave. It gave bad acting between you and Wendy. I don't know who was worse. Y'all both tried my patience. Y'all both looked foolish. This was clown behavior. So now Wendy says, let me go check on Stacey one more time. So she walks over and Wendy says, so here we are. Stacey says, well, this is unfortunate. Wendy says, I don't know, Stacey. It's almost like there's no point in being your friend. Okay, Wendy. Wendy, you done cursed this lady out for no reason, called her everything but a child of God 5 minutes ago, and now you're going to fix your lips to say there's no point in being her friend. Got it. Thank you. I would have said, then don't. This was a terrible finale. I agree. And hold on. I'm really annoyed at Bravo because I was told that it was an 18 episode season. So I don't know why they cut 2 episodes. I know that. So next week is the special with Karen, but I'm just like, why would y'all rush the finale episode and end it in Colorado? It's weird. I don't know. Bravo does some weird stuff and it's so annoying. I I don't know. It's just so they've cut out so much footage that they teased in the mid-season trailer that we didn't see. And now we end it like this. Like, it's weird. This was not supposed to be the finale episode. I was told that we ended right there in Maryland and it was still some more drama going. And I'm surprised that they would end it like this when we know that there was drama when Angel and them got back home to Maryland. So it's just, I don't know who thought to cut it short. Like, there was no warning. They didn't say last week, oh yeah, next week is the finale. Just weird. Just weird. Is Wendy getting her own episode too? Oh, do you think but they would have teased that though. No, I don't know. Well, hey, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's going to be, but no, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is just really weird. It's giving SLC. Yeah, it is giving SLC. It was a very weird place to end it. Yes, honey, this was the finale episode. It's bizarre. And y'all, I'm so sorry. Not to be dramatic, but I remember I told you guys last week, okay, guys, we have 3 more episodes to go. It's going to be up on episode 18 is the final episode. So for them to end it at episode 16, it's like, wait, what is going on? Again, I don't know who is in charge over there at Bravo, but I don't like when y'all do this because you guys tease so much in the mid-season trailer that we're not going to see now. So who knows? It's very confusing. It was a crazy finale. I agree. So, yeah, right, baby. They got me out here like I'm telling tales to y'all. So I think going forward, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut when I get news from my folks over at NBC Universal, because they will have me looking crazy, honey. I told y'all that I got the tea about Lisa Barlow. About not Lisa Barlow, about Heather Gay being exposed about the whole black eye situation that's supposed to come up again, and they cut all that out. So I told you guys that, and we never saw it. So going forward, I'm not going to say a word because I'm like 0 for 2 right now. So yeah, child, they do. So I'm not saying a word. So now Wendy says, when friends have a difference of opinions, that's when you tell me I'm not a friend. You don't take into account all the times I've been there where nobody else has. Wendy, you're conflating 3 different issues right now. And I don't like that you're trying to gaslight Stacey. You are in the wrong. This argument is not between you and her. It's between Jazzy and Stacey. You have now inserted yourself to have a moment and some camera time, and now you've made it about you and Stacey. Also, Wendy, you cannot curse somebody out and then be mad that they don't want to hang out with you or be your friend anymore. You just called her a mother effer, a liar, this, that, and the third. You cannot be mad at her. What's not clicking? I don't understand. So now Stacey says, I know you've been there for me, but I wish you were more diplomatic when I'm being attacked. It feels like you were on Jazzy's side, and Stacey's right, because Wendy will go on the op side and jump her friend. So it's just like, girl, whose side are you on? You're saying you're my friend, but yet you're jumping me at the same time. How does that work? I believe so too. I agree. So now Stacey says, I've been ganged up on for months now. And Stacey's correct. They have been ganging up on her since she got on the show. She said, in this moment, I did not want you to be a part of the gang up. And that's fair. You should want your friends to stay out of it, or at least if they're not going to defend you, at least don't jump in and join in on the taunting, right? So Wendy says, I love Stacey. She's my friend. I just want her to be able to be confident, standing in her truth, whatever that might be. I said, okay, Wendy. I said, all right. Okay. So Wendy says, you can yell at Ashley, you can yell at Giselle, but as my friend, don't ever forget what we've built. Stacey never yelled at you. Let me relax. Let me take a breath. Wendy, Stacey did not yell at you. You yelled at Stacey several times. You yelled at her in the car. You yelled at her at the table at the gas station. You cursed her out, called her mother effer this, mother effer that. Don't play with me, play with somebody else. I'm not the 1, 2, or 3. All that rah, rah, rah stuff, using your hands, doing all this. Da 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 da. Girl, how are you flipping this like she did something to you? I said, Wendy, you have me messed up. Y'all really don't know how much I hold back on these recaps. Y'all really don't. That's why I always laugh at the 3 people who think I go too far. I'm like, I give you 10% of what I really think. I mean, on a good day, on a spicy day, I'll give you maybe 20%. But if I really went in the way I do up here, oh please, y'all would blow. Woo! I'd be in trouble. I'm gonna just leave it there. Let me just say this. Let me say this, Greg. I wonder how you feel now, knowing that since this arrest has happened and you're awaiting trial, Stacey has been the only one who has consistently had your back. Every time she's been asked about the arrest and the possibility of you going to jail, she has been so gracious and so respectful. She says how much she loves you in every interview. That is a friend. Stacey might tell a white lie every now and again, but Miss Mamas has a pure heart. If I were you, I would be apologizing every chance I got, because for you to show out the way you have this season and for Stacey to have your back when it really matters, that says a lot. Stacey has gone over and above, in my opinion, in talking about you in the best way possible. Every time she's been asked about you, she says, oh my gosh, my heart breaks for her. I love Wendy. I love her family. I love Eddie. I pray for the kids. I really hope that, they don't get jail time. I'm praying for the best for them. I hope it's a mistake. I'm her friend till the end. She knows that. Me and her talked the other day. I love her. I love her. I mean, her answers are so sweet. Everybody else has been a tinge of shade. Everybody has thrown shade. Everybody else has thrown shade except for Stacey. And I know you had to feel foolish the way you've done her this season, especially this episode, and the way she's been so sweet to you. Because I'm telling you right now, if I were Stacey, I know how I am. If I were Stacey with my personality, I don't think I'd be that gracious. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'll be very honest with you. I don't know if I'd be that gracious. I don't. Stacey, yes, Stacey has been a class act. Yes, and Candace too. She has not said one bad thing. One bad thing. Baby, Ashley's cracking jokes. Giselle and Robin on their podcast. Giselle's kept it cute, but there's still like a girl, what the F were you thinking when the story first broke? Giselle was like, oh, damn, Wendy, like, girl, what's going on, girl? Stacey has done none of that. Stacey's like, oh no, hopefully it's a mistake. Hopefully it'll be rectified. I love her. That's my friend, So you owe her a major apology. You owe her a major. Yes, if you watch the after show, though, you can see Wendy's eating crow. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Because they filmed the after show after her arrest, fresh after her arrest. So yeah, you're right. Her energy. Yeah, she's singing a different tune now. That after show. You're right. I forgot. You're right about that. It's a different tune on baby. Mia was sitting up there gleeful. Mia was in the Instagram comments like this. She was like, oh wow, oh child, oh not the professor. She was sitting up there playing patty cake, laughing. Everybody's laughing. Kiana's throwing slight shade. Angel's throwing slight shade. This one, that one's throwing slight shade, and Stacey has done none of that, honey. So she needs to be saying, Stacey, I am very sorry. So listen, everybody's sitting up there throwing shade. Yeah. Yes, then Mia got arrested, and Mia got out the jailhouse and still throwing shade. She got them handcuffs off of her and said, okay, well, you know, I'm out the jailhouse though, and still throwing more shade. So, child, everybody's sitting up there throwing shade, and Stacey's been a true class act. Yes, honey, mangy Mia in her love seat. Yup. Ashley was off key singing. Yup. But Wendy, you were out of line. Yup. Mia's back to playing patty cake. Monique has offended her too. Yeah, Monique has. She has. I guess Monique said, hey, you know, she's not one to talk. She assaulted somebody, divorced, left with no money, barely any money in the divorce. So she's thinking, listen, child, I got my own fish to fry. I can't be throwing shade at anybody else because my situation's messed up too. So Mia was having a Baptist fit, child. Okay. All right. Mia got out wearing ballet slippers, child. So y'all are so funny. Yep, Ashley couldn't even wait a whole 12 hours before she said something. Exactly. Monique eating humble pies. She's eating 4 humble pies at the same time. Has Tia said anything? Oh, I haven't heard Tia say anything. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh no, y'all better stop for y'all get me in trouble, child. So Ashley's like, you know what? Why don't you guys hug it out? So they hug. I think that Wendy was being very delusional here because, girl, you didn't apologize to her, and she was owed an apology. You were out of order, Wendy. You were out of order. And Wendy, you know what it's like to be screamed at, berated, cursed at, lied on, beat up on, and for you to do this to Stacey and not give her an apology, it's pathetic. So Stacey's like, you know what? Let me get back to the DMV because Colorado is not for me. So now we cut to the title cards at the end. They always do that for the finale. We see Stacey and Timo are still going strong with no plans to remarry. But if they do, Jazzy will not be invited to the wedding. So now we see Wendy and Giselle. They're rubbing on Stacey's butt, teasing her about not having a booty. Giselle's like, you know, there's nothing there. I said, child, the way y'all talk about her, but if somebody talked about any of y'all, all hell would break loose. We find out Giselle's title card says, after a 2-year battle, she lost the fight over her father's will. So his new wife won and has that money. I said, that's a shame. That's a mess. Some good news though, her daughter Grace is an AKA. Baby, they flashed Wendy's title card. They said 3 months after filming, Wendy and Eddie were arrested for fraud. I said, my God, today, both facing felony counts. If convicted, both face up to 15 years in jail. In all seriousness, Wendy, I hope that you have a new attitude at this reunion. And I hope you have a new attitude when y'all are in that courthouse come April on trial. I truly hope so. Wendy, at the end of the day, you have a beautiful family. I have always maintained that. I think your kids are adorable. I would hate, I would hate it for y'all if you guys are away from those kids. I am prayerful that y'all can get something together because, baby, if y'all 15 years, your babies are 6, 11, and 12. I can't even, I shudder to think about y'all going away and missing their formative years and them having to deal, they're already dealing with the embarrassment and the shame and the weight of this. And how much worse will it be if you guys go away? I'm prayerful. I'm just so mad that y'all, I'm angry that y'all would do something so dumb when you guys have kids. You have a beautiful family. What would possess you to do this? Never in a million years would I ever think that you would be. I still can't wrap my mind around this. I can't. And when that came up on the screen about y'all facing 15 years in prison, I said, my God, today, like, Lord Jesus. I really hope that you guys are on your knees every night praying to the good Lord. I mean, like, this is not funny. Like, like, in all seriousness, though, this really isn't, none of this is funny. This is very sad. And I really hope that you guys are reflecting. And I pray that when you guys are in that courthouse, that y'all can work something out. Because I'm like, my God, 15 years? Like, 5 years is a lot. A year is a lot. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. This is sad. Whatever the outcome is, I want you to tell the truth. I want you to be truthful with yourself and with us for once. I want you to say, we did it. We got caught up. Just tell the truth. Do you know how endearing that will be? I saw the sneak peek for the special with Karen. I was sobbing. Bravo has the 5-minute clip up of next week's special with Karen coming out of jail. I was sobbing. Karen is a changed woman, a complete 180. She has humbled herself. Baby, Wendy, y'all need to come humbled and just like, we are sorry. Like, girl, y'all's freedom is on the line. This is not a joke. It's on Bravo. Go on Bravo's YouTube channel. They played the whole 5 minutes when she hugged Raven and hugged her sister and hugged Ray. And then Ray had the flowers for her and the welcome home sign. No, when Karen was in the car and she lowered the window down and the fans like, hi, Karen. And she said, hi. And then she rolled the window up and she says to the camera, I hope I wasn't being rude. I was like, this is a changed woman. This is a changed woman. I said, when she said, I found my purpose in the jail, I lost it. I was a wreck. I'm gonna tell you, y'all, I'm a very emotional girl. If I'm crying on the next recap for next week, I already warned you, I might be crying. Those 5 minutes took me out already. When she said, I found my purpose in jail, she said, God used her. I said, let him use you, Karen. She said, I mentored the 20-year-old girls in jail. I said, don't be like me. Why are you in here? Baby, I lost it. Wendy, you need to come out, change like Karen Huger, honey. Drop the ego, drop the facade, drop the hubris, and come on, honey. Just come back home, honey. Come back home, please. You'll win everybody over. Nobody's ever too far gone, okay? And you could come back from anything in this life as long as it's not heinous or, you know what I'm saying? You guys didn't take anybody's life. It's not, not like that. But in all seriousness, though, drop the facade, give us the real you, tell the truth. You'll have everybody back. I promise you, Wendy, please. Come back home, baby. Come back, please, girl. Come back. No, no, honey. Karen said, change me. Oh, Lord, honey. Karen, Wendy, I'm serious. Nobody's too far gone. You can turn this whole thing around. Just drop this facade. Give us the real you. You'll have everybody wrapped around your finger. If you can play this right. You can play this right and still win. You can still win. All hope is not lost. As long as you're still on this earth breathing, God still has a plan and a purpose for you. And I'll never write anybody off. I'm not God. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in, including Wendy. But Wendy, you need to drop the facade, drop the ego, drop the hubris and the arrogance, and baby, you will soar. You will soar. I'm serious. I'm telling you right now, if I'm here boohoo sobbing when we get to next week's special, just charge it. Because those first 5 minutes of next week's had me sobbing. Okay. Yes, honey, it's a testimony. It's true. It's a testimony. Yes, my heart goes out to the children, keeping them in prayer. Exactly. Brooke, remember what Taria said when she saw Wendy in the courtroom and how she waved at her? I doubt she's changed. I think maybe it hasn't hit her yet, the severity of the situation, but I believe when that trial starts and that judge bangs the gavel and gives that final verdict, and if that final verdict says that 4-letter J word, I think she'll come out changed. And shout out to my girl Taria from the What Else Is Going On podcast, honey. Please go check Taria out. Her channel is fabulous. All right. But yeah, I think that baby, when the rubber meets the road, she gonna be talking different. She might not be changed right now, but when the rubber meets the road, when your belly's hitting your backbone, when jail's looming, you're gonna talk real different. Because look at Karen was arrogant up until the day she went to jail. I'm telling you right now, she gonna come out changed. If the unthinkable happens, she's gonna be a changed person. So yes, when those clippers hit that head, no, it's true. You better wake up. I'm telling you. Oh, child, let me ban a troll. We got a troll in here, child. Okay, we had a account pretending to be Pam Oliver, so I just had to ban them. Yeah, you saw that, right? You saw them. Like, get a life. Like, it's very embarrassing. So, yeah, y'all saw that troll. So, child, listen, that special looks good. That was very weird. Baby, well, I already knew that it was gonna yeah, okay. So now Ashley, we find out that her and Josh kept breaking up and making up. We don't care. Then we see that Ashley's writing a children's book. I said, I don't want a children's book from a woman who messed with her castmate's son, who she met when he was only 15 years old. We'll pass on that. Ashley, you should feel embarrassed. You took one of the biggest L's. Like you're just, it's such loser behavior. I'd be embarrassed to even say that I was writing a children's book. Nobody's going to buy it. So you're wasting your time. You're wasting the publishing house's time. Very embarrassing. You say you're not buying that for your toddler. Yeah, nobody is. Can someone write Ashley's firing letter? Exactly. So now we have Tia. We see Tia's title card. Her and her sister are building their relationship. Not much there. Kiarna and Greg, Kiarna's title card says her and Greg are doing better than ever. Yeah, right. A hot mess. And now we end the episode. So we close out with Angel still in the car. I said, Angel, baby, where are we driving to? And time out. Did you see what it said at the bottom when Angel was driving? Angel, Kiarna, and Tia We're 95 miles away from the airport. I said, my Lord Jesus, 95 miles? That's New York to Philly. That's an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. I said, baby, just tell Kiana and Tia, just stay another night. You're not going to make this flight. The flight was in 2 hours and you guys are 95 miles away. Angel had those girls every which way. She had those girls in Timbuktu. Did you? Yeah. If you go back and watch the episode when they get to that last scene with Angel driving, they say 95 miles away from the airport. I said, go on and drive back to your house, Angel. Go on and rebook their flights, girl. Go on and buy them a gift basket, girl. They missed their flights. Their flight was at 4. It's already 2:30 and y'all are 95 miles away. Angel was so scatterbrained. She needs some rest. Exactly. Driving Miss Daisy 2.6. Oh my child. They went to Montana. Exactly. On the way home, pick up the food from the chef. Yes. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Angel was driving there to Neverland. Okay, call up the Jet Angel, please. Yes, Colorado's a huge state. Angel was giving all my life I had to fight. No, she was. Baby, she was driving that car. She had both hands on the steering wheel. She was white knuckling it. She was sitting up straight, bending over baby, neck stooped over that steering wheel. I said, oh, this is a hot mess. No sense of direction, time, or planning. Driving to Mercurial Mountain. Brooke, you got me laughing so hard. Angel driving to Canada. Oh my gosh. Angel says she's driving up the mountain to save her marriage, honey, and save this fly fishing excursion. Yes, she was giving Sheila driving up the mountain. Yes. Angel took her eyeballs out her head. Y'all have me screaming. Put them in her purse and drove home blind. Oh my gosh. Jesus, y'all have me in tears. Y'all have me in tears. Why didn't Angel get a driver for herself? I have no idea. You said my dog is looking at me because of how hard you got me laughing. Baby, Angel put that cruise control on that car and said, yeah, girl, yeah, car, take me wherever you want to go, honey. That car was driving itself. Child. So, where were we? So now Angel at this point is sobbing. Angel is sobbing. I felt so bad. I said, sister, pull over on the side of the road, please. Dry your eyes and just forget about this fly fishing excursion. I said, they're already at the airport. Tia and Kiana already missed their flights and you're still talking about fly fishing. So Angel says she feels like a masochist all season. This entire experience has been her stretching herself. She said she's cried for so long. She spent months planning this trip. Nothing she ever does is good enough. So Tia is still encouraging her. I just felt bad. I really felt bad. I really felt bad. Yeah. Oh, she sobbed. Oh, you know how you had a horrible day where everything went wrong and you take that shower and then you get in that bed and you cry yourself to sleep at night and you wake up, your pillow is wet and you say, we're going to try this again today. I know she had a good cry. You know how you've had those horrible days where you're just like, you know what, God, just come take me. Like, just come take me. If the ground could swallow me up right now and just take me out. That was like the epitome of a horrible day. I know, baby, I know she had one of the best cries of her entire life. Yes, honey. One of those cries where you just sobbing, you're hyperventilating, you can barely breathe. Baby, oh, I know she had that's a good cry. That's that cry that's been pent up for a few months and it finally comes out. Oh, she had a good cry. a good cry, honey, I would have had Jesus take the wheel playing on my phone in the back seat. Oh, yes, honey. A day that felt like a year, honey. Yes, your eyes are all swollen. Okay, wait. You know those cries. Yes, Bobby held her tight all night. Yes. You know those good cries where you have to say to yourself, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. One of those cries. You ever had a day that whooped your ass so bad, you got to tell yourself, joy comes in the morning? Angel, I promise I'm not laughing at your plight. I feel for you. We've all been there. We have all had a horrible day where nothing went right. Everybody was mad at us. Honey, baby, yes, one of them cries. You gotta open up your Bible and you start crying as you're flipping through the pages. Eyes just water. You can barely read. You gotta find a scripture just to make you feel better. Yes, honey. Yes, honey, a biblical cry, where you gotta cry and say, God, if you don't fix this, you can just take me right now. Like I can't do it, Lord. I tried, Lord. Help me, Lord. Because I'm about to, one of those cries where you just feel like I'm about to check myself in to sing, if you know what I'm saying, where I might need a grippy sock vacation. Oh, no. One of those cries. One of those cries where it's just like, you know what? It was fun. It's like, you know what, Lord, you could just take me right now, Lord. I'll be okay, Lord. I've seen enough. I've done enough. It's okay, Lord. I'm just so tired. Oh, gosh. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Not even a tuna sub can make me happy. Oh, you guys have me in tears. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Y'all have me screaming. Oh my gosh. This is the best chat. I'm sorry. Y'all have me. No. And that's a cry when that can't even help you out. You're just like, you know what? I don't even want to do anything. If you're solo or if you're with somebody, you got a partner, you're just like, you know what? I don't want to do anything. Like, it's been one of those days. You just look at yourself and say, I didn't want to do anything. You just say, I don't want to do nothing, child. Brooke, go ahead and let Angel know not to watch this live. Yeah, I'm going to DM her and say, Angel girl, you might not want to watch this. Yes, honey, sit and weep, honey. Weep in the bushes, honey. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, y'all have me screaming today. But we see her title card and it says, Angel and Bobby are still in Colorado. They did purchase a $2 million house in Potomac. Tia was not their agent, though. So now we close out with Giselle saying, one thing's for sure, the Grand Dame would not have survived this trip. Good thing she's in a better place. She's in prison. So, baby, we cut the cameras. We now see 2 months later flash on our screens. Karen Huger is out of jail. And when we see that frame of her in the car and she's emotional and overcome with just relief, I got choked up. And then Bravo playing the 5-minute sneak peek was really touching. Now, yeah, Giselle thought she ate that child. Yeah, that was such a, like, why would you say that? Like, girl, no, like, I think people would pick Angel's horrible trip over being in prison. Yeah, that was evil. So Karen and her 7 braids. And it was so sweet because in the sneak peek for next week, we find out that the girls in prison took the extensions out of their hair and use it to braid Karen's hair. They wanted her to have some hair while she left. I was like, well, that's very touching. But yeah, honey. But let me say this now. So that was the finale. Again, it was very rushed. Bravo. I don't know why you couldn't just give us the whole 18 episodes. I don't know why you would leave the season on a vacation, especially this horrible vacation on top of that. Yeah, it was crazy. Hold on. I wish that we had seen more. I wish that we had gotten like some better scenes in this season. Stacey went on Angela Yee's Angela Yee's radio show, right? Last week. I watched the whole interview, and Stacey revealed that she filmed a scene with her family and Ashley, and Stacey's aunt tore Ashley up. She said she rips her new asshole. Bravo, if you have the footage, which I know you do, send me the footage, please. I would pay for that footage. I would pay to see Stacey's aunt rip Ashley a new behind. I don't know why production is purposely cutting out scenes that we want to see. That would have been a ratings bonanza had we seen Stacey's mom take Ashley to task. Like, y'all don't think you're cutting out all these scenes? Like, why? It's so weird. Baby, show it during the reunion. I don't get why they protect her either. It doesn't make any sense. Honey, that scene would have been gold. That would have been up there with Chris Samuel's mother saying, now, didn't I set that heifer straight? Why didn't Bravo show that? Exactly. Baby, I'm telling you, release the files. They want to protect Doja Cat Darby so bad. Show us the footages. GNA got blackmail on production. Yes, that would be worth talking about too. I agree. I want to, yeah. Oh, now hold on. Now, y'all, let me, I need to ask y'all something. I asked on Twitter. Remember how in the remember in the super trailer, before the season started, before the Wendy and Eddie arrest, right? Remember in this trailer, there was a scene with Wendy and Eddie at the spa. No, Wendy and Ashley at the spa. And Wendy's crying about her dad not loving her to Ashley. Ashley's hugging her and consoling her. They chopped that scene out, right? Then in the mid-season trailer, after Wendy and Eddie got arrested, remember how they took that scene out? We never saw that scene between Ashley and Wendy. And then they replaced that scene with the scene of Wendy and Eddie after their arrest. You can tell that it's after the arrest because remember, we were told that cameras went back up when they came home from jail. Eddie's face is like super skinny. He's obviously nervous because of, what's going on, right? And Eddie says something like, how do we survive this? What are we going to do? And then we see them both hug each other and just like they're emotional, right? I remember hearing that was supposed to be in the finale episode along with Karen. So now we're getting the finale. So this was the finale episode, and now we're getting a special next week with just Karen. Are they going to show that snippet of Wendy and Eddie at the end of Karen's special next week? Or do they completely scrap Wendy and Eddie out completely? I'm confused. I don't know what Bravo's doing. Yes, Wendy said we're going to make it through this. Yes. And then they hug and they're really emotional. So are they still going to keep that in there after Karen's one-on-one? They better show it. I hope so. I don't know. Who asked you to be knocking back tuna subs from on production that got them protecting her constantly? Maybe we will get both because there is nothing to listen to Karen for an hour. They may show it next week for a teaser. I'm sick of them doing this too. It's annoying. Probably keeping it as a cliffhanger for next season. Oh, you think? Oh, they're going to be filming the new season in March. So the new season, they're going to be filming they're going to be filming during Wendy's trial. Karen is old news. They should have kept Wendy's scene. They need to show it all. They cut a lot of stuff from this season and SLC. I agree. I'm so lost like Angel was on that mountain. If there's supposed to be more episodes, are they going to get their own episode? Oh, you think they, but we're supposed to be getting the reunion though. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to get their own special. I don't know. The cutting scenes this season is weird. I agree. It's making the season lack a lot. Maybe it'll be a special where the cast reacts to the Wendy news. She might not even be here next season. Well, no, Jameer, they film Potomac films usually May to August, but like for this, I think they're gonna be filming. They filmed this season early because of Karen's arrest. Because remember, they usually film in May, but they filmed in March due to Karen going to jail. So they're probably gonna film this early, especially because Wendy's trial is in April. Maybe it'll be after like Secrets Revealed, but they don't do the Secrets Revealed episodes anymore. Please give Truly Original their pink slip. So they might film Wendy going to jail. They very well might. Maybe they want to say for the reunion if she didn't come. They went and reworked the whole season because the way they show Wendy so much, they used to pay her dust. Yes, they did. Oh, for sure. They used to pay Wendy's family scenes dust, honey. The only time you would see her was in a group scene with the group. Yes. Wendy, I think Wendy is most likely going to be signed on for season 11. I'm going to be sad for that trial. I hope we get court scenes next season. I mean, I'm sure we will. Yeah, Wendy's at the reunion. She is at the reunion. I mentioned the episodes with the unseen footage. Oh, okay. Maybe Jizzy takes a pay cut so they can give her a better edit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that briefly. Stacey was on Watch What Happens Live last night, and Stacey said that Karen and Wendy went at it, baby. Went at it the whole reunion. I said, oh, okay. I said, all right. They said Wendy cried the most at the reunion. I mean, yeah, of course. I would think so. You and your husband are facing 15 years apiece in prison. And then all your business is about to be spilled out for the world to see. We're about to find out how much money you guys owed and all this stuff. Your skeletons are out for the world to see. I'm sure she was crying the most. Child. Remember when Karen thanked everyone except Wendy? Yep, they still got to talk about that. Yep, still unfinished business there. Not the prison fight. You said Karen about to read her down. Next season's going to be so good. I'd be crying too. I can't do 15 minutes. Bless them, folks. Okay? Child, a mess. A hot mess. Now, y'all, let me read some super chats. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. My Oma Heidi passed this morning. Thank you for the amazing videos for this time. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear this, Bio Miss. I'm so sorry. My condolences. My deepest condolences to you. Sending you a lot of love. Hey, hi, my name is Melly. Thank you for the super chat. Where was all that energy when her mother and sister were coming for her at her house? Oh, y'all, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this for a minute, please? Can we talk about this, y'all? Listen, hello, because the way Mama Susan and Ivy would have been told off, child, please. Hey, I love. Thank you for the super chat. Is giving. She's doing what was done to her seasons ago. It's so pitiful to see. Holy Ghost fire. Pam looked crazy in that car. She did. Hey, Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. They cut out the how we get through this scene. Yes, they did. They sure did. Maybe we'll get it next week after Karen's special. Who knows? Hey, Rock and Roll Dina, thank you for the super chat. Wendy better be teaching the young ones law in jail. Child. Hey, Cheap 83 by 21, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, Married to Medicine's Angel told a throat spray story. Yes, that kind. Last night, and I thought of you. Cass gave a whole Brazzers vibe down to the pool. Okay, I saw the clip. Where Angel said that she downed a whole thing of a throat spray to make sure she could take it. And she said she ended up, I guess, like, She ended up burning her whole entire throat. It's like, girl, just a little dab will do you, okay? You don't need to down a whole thing of throat spray. You skipped that whole scene on Married to Medicine. That was actually really funny. You said new throat spray, Lore. She said she thought she couldn't breathe. Yes, I saw. I love Angel 1 and Angel 2. Brooke, I was hoping you saw that. You said asphyxiation. That's what desperation gets you. Yes, yes. She drank the MF like Sprite. Hey, Maya D773. Thank you for the super chat. She might still be driving. Anyone check? Damn. Honey, the way Angel was still talking about fly fishing 5 hours later. A mess. Ooh. Oh wow, we weren't kidding about a long line. It was it's almost 4 hours. Someone will be driving till season 14. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I don't know about doing call-ins tonight. Yes, no phone calls tonight. Yes, okay. I'm like, baby, I'm tired. I want some dinner. I'm about to order some sushi before they close. Sushi place closes at 10. I don't know about this phone calls. We are 3 hours and 50 minutes in, honey. Yeah, baby, I am tired and hungry. Okay, yeah, no calls tonight. Woo, you said thank you, Jesus. I know it would have been crazy, okay? Brooke said, let me slip out of here before these calls show. You said, I'm drained, Brooke. Yes, honey. We are all tired. We don't need Brazzers Mobile. Yes, honey. I need some sushi, honey. I'm hungry. Yeah, baby. Move along, Claudia. Move on to the next thing, Claudia. Okay, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. Yeah, no, can I tell you something? The way people are showing up and showing out, I think I'm gonna have to pray about call-ins. I'm gonna have to pray about these call-ins, okay? So, yeah, but guys, that was the Potomac recap, and thank y'all for rocking with me. I love y'all down, okay? Always a good time. I still got to give you traders. We have there's so much TV on. So maybe we'll do a traders recap tomorrow, a traders live. So be on the lookout for that. But guys, I love y'all. I will see you all, Lord willing, tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed. I hope y'all enjoyed the live recap. And thank you guys again for joining, okay? All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, okay? Love y'all.